tries to make her body beautiful for others to see. Well said, bro. This is why women's try and hide their assets, because older men's are like, I can't explain the amount of girls that I've talked to that get creeped out by older guys. I just pray to Jeebus that when I'm older, I never come across that way to people. I don't think I do anyway, but like, God, I want to find myself in Mike's position. Never.
You know, young, and she's got the California face and like hairstyle and...
That's a California face, Mike. What does that even mean? Raise your daughter, bro. What the fuck? What is even a California face? California king bed? Understandable. She's got that California face. Even better, that California waist. That's a bar, Mike. What are you dropping bars? Kendrick Lamar over here, Jesus.
You know, have a sweet, sassy smile.
Sassy?
He says, I have this business I'd like to talk to you about.
Hey, man, she's gonna talk to you about some real business. They just asked to, like, define her. Sassy smile, beautiful body, curvy. She got that beautiful California face. It's like, Mike, you're doing business with her. At least that's what you're saying the story is. She says that I have some business I would like to tell you about. Mike is interested in her business, not in being her man, because he has a woman and also a child in the Philippines.
And she mentioned all this business that...
Mike looks like, God, Mike, this is the other thing. As a 45-year-old man, I don't want to be rude, because I'm a man, and I'm one day going to be 45, hopefully. I'm going to probably look like a fucking fossil, and an ugly one at that. I'm not going to put a 240p picture of me on some website claiming to try and attract women's, okay? Mike... You kind of look like a Teletubby. You look like a Teletubby without the antenna. It's not good, Mike. People aren't going to think that that's sexy. I'm just saying, it's hard to think you're sexy when the pictures you take look like you don't know how to operate a phone.
Run through a shipping type company.
Anyway, he says, what kind of business? She said, it's a business for a shipping company. So there's another thing if you're ever thinking about, maybe I'm getting scammed. If you ask someone a question and then they answer it and then you have 2 more questions, probably, yes. That's about right.
But I try to keep more things on, like, not so much the personal side, but more like the business side.
Vera claims
you'll definitely notice if you listen to Mike, the more you listen to him, the less he makes sense. Because when everyone gives him time or room to explain himself, he just starts saying things that don't make sense. He's kind of like Michael Scott in real life.
this is the worst.
He just explains a few things as much as he can. He says many words, and I don't even know if he knows what he's talking about half the time, but this is Mike. And it's kind of interesting, almost funny to listen to him explain things and then backtrack very, very much. But he says that he wanted to keep things on the business side. He's about his money and his stacks. He doesn't care about rack. He cares about some stacks.
Mike was looking to make some extra money to get his family back to the United States. He was interested, so he began to work for Vera's shipping company.
The boxes come to my house?
Yes, Mike says, yes, I would like to use some extra cash. We don't see any texts or anything about them having any flirtatious messaging yet. It will get to that, but right now it's just strictly business. The business, however, seems massively illegal because there are random packages that goes to Mike's address and they're pretty heavy, and all he has to do is relabel them and send them out. Now, in terms of scamming, what happens is it's much like a VPN. People will send things to different addresses, relabel them, and then the tracking gets all muddled and fuzzled up, and that's how scammers scam people. You need like a middleman, and Mike is that middleman. He just doesn't know it.
They were coming from just random people, like someone in Philadelphia or someone in Chicago or someone in Florida. I've never looked inside the boxes as per.
Do not open any boxes, is what she says.
My wife does find out that I chatted with her because I told her about her.
Then she didn't find out, did she? It wasn't like she's not like Sherlock Holmes. Like, I've been seeing that you're snooping around. I looked at your chat history through my phone from the Philippines. Yes, I connected the two. I'm one of Philippines' best secret agents, Mike. And I'll tell you what, Mike, you're cheating on me, and I know. That's what she said, presumably. What she actually said was, oh, hello, honey, and he said, I've been talking to someone. So Mike doesn't seem to be a good liar.
Just make sure it's not a scam. Make sure, they don't ask for money.
He calls her wife? This is wife at the top. It doesn't even have her name. Like her name, Janet, Honeyboo, Sweetheart, Lump of Goodness, whatever. It's wife. Look who texts me again, Darren. Wife.
Right, wife. Life good.
I hate life whenever wife messages me.
Killer wife.
Front kind of thing, and I'm not trying to get involved with Vera because I'm loyal to my Filipino wife.
And she is Filipino because he reminds us that she's Filipino. Why does he keep reminding us that she's Filipino, do you think? Why is that something? I think, and my pseudo-intellect here, that he reminds us that she's Filipino because he wants to remind himself that she's in the Philippines, and because she's so far away, he's getting neglected of his emotional and physical needs, and therefore justifies his actions by saying she's in the Philippines, she's my Filipino wife. I want this American, this California girl who is actually there for me.
The boxes would show up to his home and he would ship them to random people around the world. He knew Vera had a thing for him, but he claimed he reminded her that he was in a relationship and this was strictly business.
God, imagine shipping boxes so well that your boss falls in love with you. You know how sexily you have to label things? California, Philadelphia. That's sexy. Shit, she's falling for you? She asked you to work for her. Now she wants you to work on top of her. That's gangster, Mike. Doesn't sound true, but anyway.
Instead of calling me Mike, she started calling me babe.
Hi, babe. How are you doing? Man, he labeled the fuck out of those boxes. That relationship progressed.
And then started using words like, how are you, my husband?
Oh shit, that progressed hella quickly. My husband? That's crazy. Hi, babe. Hi, husband. You guys not even dating yet. She's really progressing fast.
Hang on, slow down. Don't you know that I'm still married to my Filipino wife?
Weird that he calls her Filipino wife like to everyone. I thought, damn, that maybe her name is Filipino wife or something. Jesus, it's like a job title. Don't you know that I'm married to my Filipino wife, Chelsea? That he keeps saying Filipino, isn't it?
But I was honestly loyal to my wife. I did not want to cheat on her and say that I'm talking to this other woman. I said I was talking to women, as I mentioned, to my Filipino wife.
Yes, of course, she's Filipino. I got it. Okay, so he doesn't want, he's loyal, but he also has been talking to women. All right, whatever. It's your world, Mike. We're just living in it, I guess.
But this is a business thing. And she's like, oh, come on, let's, she's not gonna know kind of thing. I said,
how would she, bro? Mike, what are you expecting from this, Mike? Vera is sending boxes. Now she's calling you husband. Now she's saying she's not gonna find out. Has anything sexual happened, is what I'm saying. Because Mike seems to be leaving out crucial pieces of information that would be necessary to piece together the story. I feel like he's leaving out some things that we really need to understand about.
No. Filipino women, they don't believe in the power of divorce. I guess the religion.
Mike says some gangster shit. The power of divorce. He said it like it's some superpower that like a Marvel character has, like divorcee. Like, you guys are not together anymore. That's the power of divorce. You guys need to split up. You loved each other? Divorce. Fuck that. Mike needs to write for Marvel.
Mike found out that his wife had cancer while her and his daughter were in the Philippines.
Why my wife was going through the difficult stages of cancer.
So the worst part of this whole thing, as it says, his wife comes down with a terminal illness. She comes down with stage 4 cancer. So she's not got super long to live. And as a dad, I would assume having a kid in the country with the mom and stuff, no matter what, I don't care what job I have, anything, I would be up there. I would go to the place and spend as much time as I can, because you don't get time back. I don't really care about his wife, but I imagine if someone did, he'd be like, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm really just going to spend time with the person I need to. But Mike is like, there's one thing more important than my dying wife, and that is me busting a nut. So I'm gonna do that then.
I knew that my wife's timeline could go any moment now. Did I want to move on from her? A part of me probably honestly thought yes.
That's diabolically evil, is it not? Like, imagine, okay, my wife is dying. Here's my first thought. How am I going to label my Tinder status? Like, would they read? Or do I wait till she's dead or what? That's crazy. This dude is disgustamundo.
I just kind of just didn't even want to bring it up because I knew emotionally it would bring her down because she's already fighting the battle to stay alive.
So this guy's so considerate that he's gonna wait till she dies to move on. That's how considerate of you, Michael. That's very... What about the kid, huh? Nothing's been said about the daughter that they have that's 13 that lives in the Philippines who will be alone if she doesn't choose to come live with the father?
And my wife did give me the go-ahead to find a new wife. You need to find a new wife. And at the time, I just said...
That is not true. I don't care what this mofo says, that's not true at all. There is no way this dying wife valiantly is like, oh, there's one thing I need you to do. Get some pussy. Come on, Mike. You need to. There's no way she didn't talk about her child and her family and some other stuff. And never bring up the other wife thing because who gives a fuck?
No, I can't think about that right now. I still have you. You're on this earth.
Ah, okay. So he's like, hey, babe, I love you. What are you saying? I love you. I don't even want to think about that. Please, babe. So she's like, no, Mike, no. I need you to get that. Just put your dick in some other stuff, Mike. Come on. And he's like, babe, I would never do that until you.
And she says, this is the time, honey. My time is, I want to go. Know that I love you, but know that... So, yeah, Mike is like, there is no way I would ever talk about me and Vera moving to California and having 2 kids and letting go about my other life and my stupid wife and idiot kid. And then she's like, hey, my time is coming. I'm gonna go. I give you I want you to find, like I said, a new...
So she's like, now, really, she's like, I love you, but the only person that will love you more than me is your new sexy wife with double D titties popping out that you will have so much fun with. And I will be looking down from heaven just waiting to see your sex tape. So also, forget about the kid. I don't even care. Like, once I am gone, the kid, just forget it exists. Call it for all I care.
And I'm just like sitting there, just like my heart stopped. I'm just like lost of...
Her heart's been stopped. Sorry.
I don't know what it's like going through stages of cancer. Patients at the hospital.
I care about you so much. This is so hard on me. Okay, all right. I just gotta calm down. I'm gonna say some stuff that I regret. I need a punching bag.
I finally woke up to a 10 missed call, I called them back, and they showed me the video, and like said, she's gone.
The video? Who took a video of that? That's not... What? Do people take videos of that? Why? All right, well, okay. All right. Maybe because of Mike, because he's not there, they took a video and they're like, this is tough, but we want to document it. But like, all I can think of is like TikTokers, like where I'm here with my wife's stage for cancer. Oh, there she goes. Oopsies. Did they even take a video? I don't even know if I believe Mike.
And then I'm just like sitting there with my phone beside me, and I say, why? As I continue to talk.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I don't understand how that would be painful. I know that I would not be talking to people for a long time romantically. Oh, God, I don't even want to think about how terrible that would be. But someone comes to Mike's aid, and it's Vera, who says, I'm just checking on you. So she's like, oh, man, I'm so sorry that happened. Maybe I can fill the hole that she left. I'm too good at this.
I didn't really want to be, talking to a lot of people. Vera's saying that, honey, it will be okay.
So imagine, she just calls you honey at the same time. You're like, hey, my wife just died. Okay, baby. Okay, daddy fat sacks. Okay, zaddy.
What the hell is even that?
Now that she's out of the picture, maybe we can make a new one. You know what I mean? Vera's already being inappropriate right now.
She's in a better place. Vera told me that she loves me.
Yes, and to cap it off, she says that she loves him. So, once something leaves, something comes through the door, right? This is back to a new thing. And they even, Scamfish did this guy so dirty, they put a picture of him to the left and her to the right. And it just looks like him if they put a female filter on Snapchat and like prettified him. So I don't know if that's a compliment to him or a diss to her, but that's information you guys have. The point is, Vera's now in love. And the funny thing is, it's probably a Nigerian guy. You're falling for a Nigerian man. Nothing wrong with that, but you didn't think you were. Oh, he said, I love you too. So he's now in love with her again. He was grieving his wife's passing. She said, I love you. And he's like, finally, I love you too. Now we can start an actual relationship.
Things took a turn when she claimed she was locked out of her accounts.
That she wanted me to help out with some money for groceries. She said it was for groceries for her and her daughter.
We come to this section where finally, after years, she needs help. She hasn't been asking for help. I don't know if she's been paying him because she said that she would pay him and he could use the extra cash. So presumably, through his story, he's been doing this UPS boxing stuff for her. I don't know if he's been getting paid. He never talks about it. There's a chance that for 2 years, he hasn't been getting paid. She asked for money, not just for her daughter, something that he actually has. We don't hear about her though.
Yeah, she always said that, you know, something's going on with my accounts, like, oh, the contractors didn't pay me, or the employees keeping my paycheck.
That's right. Yes, when you're the boss and the employees keep your paycheck, that's how you get paid. You pay your employees and they pay you right back. That's right. That's how bosses work, Michael.
And now it becomes like once a month to help her out for things like, you know, basically food, maybe gas.
Okay, so he says, because you helped me with my wife, I'll help you with whatever you need because you've been there for me and you love me and I love you. And she's only asking for $50 a month for food and gas. I wish, okay, there is not, one of the biggest lies in this whole episode is that's the price for food and gas. My ass. I know how much food and gas is. I wish it was $50.
Claimed he sent close to $5,000 to Vera through gift cards and this PayPal account.
Gift cards should not exist. Quick tangent. Fuck gift cards. This is why fuck gift cards. Money that was good in every places ever is now only good at that place. Fuck that. Why don't you just give someone money? If we remove gift cards, not only do we remove scammers, but we remove gift cards. I hate those. If I want to buy something from Amazon, don't give me a $100 gift card. Give me $100, because maybe I'll find it cheaper somewhere else. If I have just an Amazon card, what am I gonna do? Use it to cut up the cocaine lines I don't sniff? Gift cards created scammers. I don't think that's true, but I would like you to believe that so that we get rid of it. Thank you, that was my tangent. This guy's an idiot. Carry on.
Her request for money never seemed to stop.
I would say that I'd probably be bought over 100 different amounts of gift cards for her.
You know, it's really sad though. I actually just thought about this. They said he sent over $5,000 worth of gift cards. That surely, I'm almost 100% certain, would be enough to book a ticket to the Philippines. So he definitely had the money to fly over and just didn't. I don't care how shitty if your boss might be one of the shittiest people in the world. I think most humans would understand my spouse having cancer and I need to go see that person. So Mike is just, what I'm realizing is Mike is the worst.
Mike was not only sending this money to help Vera, he was also sending it in hopes of meeting her face to face. She's invited Mike to her house in California.
Okay, Vera, you live in that mansion, do you? All right, that's cool. That doesn't line up with her picture, does it? It doesn't seem like those two don't line up, but Mike doesn't put those two together. Also, the gift cards, California, a very expensive place to live, $50. Not gonna cut it in California. $50 is what you get scammed out of when you enter the place, so.
But she always had an excuse for why the two couldn't meet.
Flown to California multiple times, probably like 5 or 6 times.
And you couldn't go to the Philippines once? Anybody have any calming meditation apps? I'm gonna need some after this. Please comment down below. There's something that calms you down. I'd like to know about it. I might get a stress ball. I have 2 stress balls myself, but I need another one.
Oh, I'm not there, babe. I said, where are you? She said, I'm in Memphis. I'm like, what are you doing in Memphis? We were supposed to meet on this date. Did we not plan for it? And she said, I'm sorry, babe. I can't come there now.
That's cool, man. That's some people. Sometimes you just got to go to Memphis. Hey, man. Hey, the calling comes every now and again. You wake up and you're like, I need to go to Graceland. Elvis Presley. I have a craving for some Elvis. Woo!
Right now, given that I've been stood up twice, you know, for flying there, driving there, I kind of wonder, like, is it a meant to be kind of thing?
Motherfucker, no, it's not. You know that, but like clearly your dick is just taking control of your lifestyle here. Because if you woke up and smelled the fresh asshole, that's not, there's no way in hell you would. And I'm not saying like a person who looks like this can't get a girl like that, but like his demeanor, who he is as a person, how is that going to facilitate anything? What does he have to offer anybody? I'm sorry, I'm just saying, how would that work? Unless it was money, and he doesn't really have that, so.
See if this person's real, legit. I mean, obviously I'm sending money to somebody that could be real, could be a scammer.
It's a scammer. She's a scrammer. Mind my grammar, but she's a scrammer.
There was something about Mike's story that just didn't add up.
Honestly, dude, Drew and David, you guys are saints for putting up with people like this. I don't even think that I would have to meet them in the ring if this is the kind of people. Like, it's one thing when it's just a lowly, like, old grandma who's like, oh, they said that they could help my grandson get to Hollywood. It's like, oh, that's cute. This is like, oh, they said that they could suck my dick. I was like, okay, all right, okay. That's a whole different motive that you got going on. I don't care how you disguise it. This dude goes from a devout Christian to like, I let my wife pass, I gave up on my kid, and I'm trying to meet this girl.
Some of the statements that he made in his video interview just weren't making sense, starting with how he met Vera.
We met actually just from Google chat.
So then the boys go out to actually meet with him because they think that it's worth meeting him in person to try and explain to him what he's doing doesn't add up. And when they meet him, they listen to his story, and it is just as convoluted as before.
Your wife is in the hospital. The last thing she tells you is, go find a new wife.
Yeah, you can see Drew's face being like, bruh, I've seen some tall tales in my time. This is Shaquille O'Neal level height tall. This is the tallest of tales. Nah, and we all know that's not true.
I need $500. I need $1,000. You know, and then threatened to expose my personal information kind of thing because I didn't have money to send.
Yeah, firstly, that sounds like a blackmailer, not a wife. And the funny thing is that he might be a blackmailer. So, ironic. But secondly, no, of course your wife wouldn't do that because she's your wife. And why would you think that's even an appropriate thing to say or compare? Obviously not, dude. Obviously not.
Are you in love with Vera?
No.
What are some positives about Vera?
The positives, that I would say for her is that...
So then Drew asks point blank, are you in love with her? He says no, but I would say that's a lie if he's willing to meet her and drive to California and fly to California just for a taste of that, punani, sorry. And then they ask, like, okay, fine, what do you like about her? And this is genuinely his answer.
In a sense, she does realize that she probably is doing something wrong. She's not understanding when she tries to be understanding. It's like she just second guesses herself.
It was time to reveal.
What the hell is that? How does that answer the question, what do you like about someone? I don't think that she's really understanding, and then she keeps second guessing herself. What do you not like about her? I love her hair.
But you were moving the boxes while you're with your wife.
No.
You told me you were, though.
It's hard to honestly think about that because that's back in 2015, 14 time era. My memory just fades.
Okay, so they start questioning him like it's an interrogation room. Two guys just looking at him being like, tell me the truth. And the first lie is that he said that he never looked at any of the boxes they said don't open. But in reality, he was opening them and reporting them to the police. So he was snitching on her, not knowing that he's involved in the snitchiness. And I don't know if he got off there. I don't know if the police did anything about it. He lied about not opening the boxes for some arbitrary reason, I think because it would make him look bad.
Wait, so you guys been talking for 8 years or 10 years?
Yes.
The second thing he lies about is the fact that he said he was talking to Vera for 2 years. When they actually look at the dates to which it starts, it's been 10 years. It's been a decade since he was talking to this woman. I don't think he's met her in 10 years, but it definitely means that he was cheating on his wife, either emotionally or physically. I don't know. I guess emotionally would be the word. Instead of raising his child, he was raising his penis.
I thought they were just talking for 2 years.
This is not consistent, though, with what you told me.
Right.
Why?
Maybe
that why from Drew. Why? That was like I felt that. I felt the pain in that. Why? That was, dude, Mike, don't hurt my boy.
get my stories mixed up and what comes out. Maybe self-expression comes out the wrong way.
Right, of course, self-expression comes out the wrong. That's right. That's what it's just. You can say that for anything, and it would just. Oops, sorry, I busted a nut on public transport. Self-expression comes out the wrong way.
And just what I have to think about, because when it comes to like thinking about what happened in the past, it's really hard, and my story is probably going to be inconsistent because my memory is not as good.
Right, of course. Right. That's why you just start lying about everything. Everything that happened in the past. I don't know, I can't keep track of it. I only look ahead, okay? The only things I do is look ahead and try to get some. That's me, man.
He was receiving large amounts of counterfeit money.
Take a percentage cut and then forward it.
Why are you talking to him still?
Yeah.
This person's gonna put you in jail, like 100%. You will go to prison.
Yeah. No, seriously, this is fraud. You're committing fraud and you're being negligent. Yeah. Wow. So he openly admits to being part of this scam. He's not only getting scammed, but is now a scammer himself. Truly, this is crazy.
If you keep talking to this person.
And I even told the person, I said, this needs to stop because I got police involved now. And like I said, the dark web, my information's out there.
What? What? Have we talked about that? What do you mean? What information is on the dark web that's exposed by you? Oh my God, dude. Your life sucks. You fucked your life up so badly.
So we already went to the house. Yeah, Bree and I.
Okay.
And we knocked on the door.
Hi, how's it going?
To make matters worse, all of his lying culminates to that he's been scamming people. He's been talking to her, Vera, for 10 years, not 2, and somehow his brain just forgot the 8-year difference. He's been opening packages. I don't know what other lies he's been telling, but Drew and another member from the team actually go to the house that Vera claims she's from, and she is obviously not from there. Someone does live there, but they do not know at all a name like Vera. They don't have any association, and it turns out Vera is a model.
Well, I know she's moved around, like every time, like every other year, she's giving me a different address.
Okay, so that doesn't really seem to be getting through to his dodo brain, that she not being there is not a thing. They actually literally go there. It's like these dudes try and disprove magic, or they show people a magic trick, and then the guys like Mike are like, yeah, but I saw it levitate. And like, that's it. So, I mean, kudos to you guys for trying. You did all that work, went to those addresses to try and explain to this dude, this is what it is. And the best thing he can do is be like, she moves around a lot.
We know who the real person is.
Another bombshell drops on Mike's head top. Her name is not actually Vera, it's Blanca. She's a model and she's married. In fact, at the time of filming the show, she had just gotten married to her partner. Amazingly, she agrees to do an interview and she talks to Mike, letting Mike know that that is the real person and Vera doesn't actually exist. She's not verified. I don't know if there's Seinfeld music playing, but there should be.
You want to scroll through a little bit?
You want to scroll through a little bit? Just give me some privacy, please, for 30 minutes. Thank you.
Well, hello, Mike.
Yeah, I guess with me working in things like places like education and a hospital, you develop like feelings like you want to help somebody.
Yeah, throw that into the mix, Mike. So Mike actually meets Blanca and she explains, she says she's sorry, and then he starts feeling sorry for himself. Then he says when you work in education and other places, you start to feel empathy. You start to really have a big heart. A big, fat, fucking heart, Mike. Not a big hard-on that leads you to California twice to someone you know doesn't exist deep down. Because deep down, you know you could never get someone like that. Your wife has died, your daughter isn't in your life, and you're trying to chase a Nigerian man who goes by the name of Vera in California. Seriously? Get with the times.
I don't know how this works, but this like legit pisses me off. Like this person, Vera should get her ass beat by me. Yeah, me.
No. This Blanca is way too nice. Blanca does not know the full story. She's just meeting Mike for the first time. She thinks Mike is this wonderful guy. She doesn't know anything about the story. If Blanca actually watched this video, which I hope she does, watch either mine or the cat, anybody's video, and is like, oh, I want to beat his ass. That's a Blanca out.
Appreciate you again. Thank you for hopping on with us. This really helps, not only to get the word out about your...
Oh, whoa, he's lots of claw movements there, Drew. The thing I like about Drew is that, like meeting you, having a good time, see you later. Blanca out, really pounding that table.
So thanks again. We'll reach out to you, and we'll also try to figure out how to get these fake profiles taken down, okay?
He's really, that left hand's doing work. Got that. I need that in my talking, like, what's up? There's the deal. What's up? Peace. I need that.
If you break your phone, I'll go buy you.
So, this all ends in a third act that is, as I said, he's a diabolic genius. What the guys do is they say, we will buy your phone from you for $1,000. And what they want from that is him to delete all of his messenger apps that have her contact, and they will pay way too much money just to make sure that he's okay. They even offer him 3 months of free therapy. Amazing. These dudes are amazing for doing this. And he says, okay, fine. And then they notice when he sells the phone to them, he starts to delete things off the phone before giving it to them. And what they find on it is pretty bad.
It's been or like I call it, it's been a cancer. Cancer, and I just like.
I give up.
If you break your phone right now, I'll go buy you a new phone.
So this all ends in a third act that is, as I said, he's a diabolical man. So what the guys do is they say, we will buy your phone from you for $1,000. And what they want from that is him to delete all of his messenger apps that have her contact, and they will pay way too much money just to make sure that he's okay. They even offer him 3 months of free therapy. Amazing. These dudes are amazing for doing this. And he says, okay, fine. And then they notice when he sells the phone to them, he starts to delete things off the phone before giving it to them. And what they find on it is pretty bad.
It's been or like I call it, she's been a cancer. Yeah, a cancer, and I just like.
I give up. Your wife died from cancer, dude. Hey, I'm gonna read a fun facts. Ooh, 2% of the world's population has green-colored eyes. Thanks, Google. That's not really fun or interesting. Okay.
You know, like I try to not put myself in situations like that, but yeah.
Right, but you do. And also, you're wrong. F you. For saying that and then not realizing or equating it to the fact that your wife actually has that and you just throwing that word around probably would be pretty sucky. Just porn, David. Just porn. Okay.
Before we took Mike back to the airport, we noticed he was deleting a bunch of things off of his phone. But why? We didn't find out until later.
As Drew said, he has been deleting stuff off his phone. So he broke away with a cool $1,000. He got $1,000 back just from, he scammed these guys pretty much. He took to the real Vera, whose name is Blanca, probably tried to get her number. I'm assuming he went on Instagram that day and said, leave your man for me. I could do better. And then it just leaves this note. Michael's phone was littered with fabricated profiles of other women and various content that would likely lead to our video being removed from YouTube. What that means is nudes. You got them ass pics and them nudes. But it's good to note if you're feeling, just in case you're like, I do not get those ass pics. Throwing a flag down. You do, buddy. You know why? Because those are fake ass pics. Only thing worse ass pics that you think is real is getting them from a dude in Nigeria who picked them off the internet. Now you're getting curated ass pics from a Nigerian dude whose name is not Jeff, but that's the best I could come up with. That's what happened. Also, it says that other women, so he's been talking to multiple women. That's not how the video ends, though. They do meet up with him after a few weeks over call, and they let him know what they think.
The other thing, like, we went through your phone.
I gave it up for a reason. What you see is what you see.
Man, I wish I was as cool as him in times like this. Like if, my friend or whoever is like, can I see your phone? I'm like, hey man, you can, but what you see is what you see. You want to see all of me? I'm over there. You know what I mean? Man, I just don't care about just whatever's on there is on there. It's mine. I like how this guy thinks. He's like, yeah, that's my dick. Sorry about it.
Not you may think that may not have harmed you, but it can, be harmful in someone else's eyes.
Wow, what an astute bullshit dumbass statement. Oh my god, that's claps for Patrick there. Wow, he literally said we saw your phone, and this dude proceeded to do a 30-second, hey man, look, it is what it is. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't know. Just depends on the situation. Nobody's perfect in life, dude. Some people don't get through the things that they want, and that's just how life works. Meanwhile, the dude's like, I was just saying I needed your password. What was that about?
To be honest, like even stuff I was like pretty disappointed about, like after talking to you and just being like totally candid, right? By the way, how do you mix up 2 years and 10 years?
By mixing up 2 years and 10 years.
She kept me in the straight and, narrow path.
She didn't. I'm telling you what, she didn't keep you in the straight and narrow. I saw the phone. She didn't.
No, buddy. She tried. She did the best she could. It's not her fault that this dude straight off the path hotter than a car drifting in Tokyo. That's not her fault. It's not on her to keep this man's dick in his pants.
One thing I will say, Mike, you lied to us a lot throughout this. Like, that's something when you go to counseling, you got to work on it. Telling me you've been talking.
For whatever reason, Mike feels the need to lie to people even after they know that it's not true, which is some psychological form of something that I'm just not aware of is happening. But he's definitely got some psychological issue here when people know the truth and he's still deciding to try and lie about it to get away with it. But he was like, yeah, man, only after she passed away did I meet up with Vera. But they literally said there's a woman in his phone he's been talking to for many, many years. He's been doing that stuff, receiving some noodle libraries. And it's probably not a good idea when you have a wife and kid to be doing that.
For 2 years, and it's not the case. And I saw the other girls in the phone. Like, she's not the only one. And there were other girls sending nude pictures.
Damn, I'm so surprised he said that in front of his wife. That's his wife, by the way. And I'm so surprised that I saw those girls. I saw those nude girls in my phone. Never mind, I didn't even see anything. I passed the phone to Drew. He looked at it.
The counseling resources to see the well-being and see what can be transcribed and progressed through for me.
Motherfucker, did that even make sense to you? The hell does that even try to mean? This is like when you just start typing words into the thesaurus, transcribing myself into a community full of people to associate me with some importance of fabricated medicine into my identity so that I can fornicate with people through my mind from now on. Arrivederci.
And I guess that's something to me like...
Hold on. I hate doing this, Mike. You ruined this whole moment.
Yeah.
So they're like I said, they're giving him 3 months of free therapy. As long as he turns up and he messages them and he shows up on time the next week, then they're gonna do that. And he says that he thought he was being honest with them, and they have to call him out yet again for being like, you know that you're not. We literally just talked about how you've been lying the whole time. So this dude has some genuine issue that I don't understand what it is. He tried to get with another woman who didn't exist, and his wife had passed away. He doesn't care about his kid enough to actually care. And the truth is he's been, before his wife even got sick, cheating on her. So, everything ends, and there's only one possible beautiful outcome, is that he actually gets the therapy he needs when he shows up next week. And of course this happens. Mike never calls. 1 week later, we still haven't heard from Mike regarding his intention to pursue therapy, and we're awaiting an update from him. And that is how the episode ends. So this dude gets scammed, tries to cheat on his wife, scams our scam fish team into selling a shitty phone, and then leaves. And that's how it ends. Let me read you some of the comments. Middle-aged men who think models are attracted to them need to be studied. 100%. I think so too. I mean, if you don't look like Brad Pitt, it's hard to think of yourself as being someone who's 50 or something and able to score with a younger person. Now, I'm not saying maybe you have lots of money, maybe you got lots of game. I don't know. I'm not an old middle-aged man seeking a 20-year-old. I don't know how the logistics of that work. But people who are just sitting at home being like, I just fought around the house, I have a wife and kids, and I hate my life, probably not going to get yourself a sexy-ass model, okay? Probably not. You're not Tom Brady. Why does he keep saying his Filipino wife? Just say wife. And yet again, we have a guy who's catting around on his sick wife. Unbelievable. The fact that we say yet again is really disgusting. He cheated on his wife for 10 years and didn't even bother to be there for her when she was dying from cancer. What a scandal. And one more, this guy not only let his wife die without him, but let his daughter go through losing her mother without being by her side. He doesn't deserve anyone to share his life with. In very rare cases, my empathy goes out the fucking window, and this is one. I agree with that statement. I don't wish bad upon anyone, but I certainly don't wish a fantastic life for this guy. Okay, but I don't actively wish it on him. I do hope he figures out himself. But you know what I mean. F this guy, man. What? Don't get married if you don't want to, and don't have a kid if you don't want to. Nobody's forcing people to do these things. If your goal is to chase Instagram models and try and get their numbers and get in their pants, do it. But don't involve other people who don't want that life. Pick one. Or if you're gonna be good at it or something, I mean, God, don't be Mike. And this is the only time I've ever said this. Don't be like Mike. Everybody wants to be like Mike. There's even a movie with Bow Wow in it. It's called Be Like Mike. But in this case, if the Mike that we're talking about is this Mike, don't be like him. And ironically, I'm going to do a mic drop. Goodbye. I'll see you on the next one. Come on. Who's next? Nicki Minaj just gonna text you out of... I have watched many old men and women get catfished by who they think is Johnny Depp or some model who is way too sexy to be in their league. And every single time, I'm not surprised because the model, who is just someone from either Nigeria or India with a name that is not indicative of any model I know, asks for money. It's okay. I understand that scam. The thing that I don't understand is when a girl catfishes a guy into thinking that she's Katy Perry for no other reason than to have a fake relationship. And that is today's episode of Catfish. Not Scamfish, Catfish. A show created by a guy called Neve, who originally got catfished himself. So he's like the founder of getting catfished. He's like, if KFC had like a mistakenly good recipe, he would be it. He mistakenly created a show based on him being gullible. That's found treasure, honestly. Anyway, this guy who got catfished decided to team up with another guy called Max, who has gray hair and also looks like he's 20. And they go to many places in the world to try and figure out whether the catfishes are real. Unlike most shows, I would assume people would humor other people who are like, oh, my catfish is Dr. Dre. People would be like, oh, okay, let's find out. These guys, right off the bat, are like, you're stupid. But somehow the investigation continues and it just takes a wild twist from there. It's one of the most watched episodes on the show and something that someone recommended to me, so today I'm going to take a look. Before we get into the video, I'd like to thank today's sponsor of this one, Raycon. As you know, Mother's Day is fast approaching, and instead of getting these lovely moms gifts of flowers, why not get them something cool? Like Raycons. Now they can tune out the chaos of regular life, and you and tune into the things they love, like music. Now you know I'm a mom lover. Pause. And I wouldn't push you to get a product for the moms in your life if I didn't love it myself. So as a longtime Raycon user, Raycon has been a staple in my everyday life. They're in my ears whether I'm working, listening to music, or just generally when I want to block out the background noises around me. I have the noise isolation feature to thank for that. The tap functions mean I can stop and start on the go, and the optimized gel tips are so comfortable that before I know it, I've worn them all day. They allow me to keep up with the chaos, especially when I need to multitask, which is a skill I learned from my mom. I know Raycons will take her to the next level, allowing hands-free phone calls, so she can talk to me while doing everything else on her to-do list. And if somehow all of her siblings got them on Raycons as well, Raycon offers 30-day returns just in case. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/16leo to get 20% off your Raycon purchase, plus free shipping. I also want to say, full disclosure, something really bad has happened in my life, so I'm not operating at my best. I think it's good to be vulnerable with people and honest. I thought that doing this would get my mind off how terrible the actual stuff that happened is. So all I could say is I hope that that person is okay. Anyway, catfish. So here's a quick tip. If Katy Perry messages you, it's not Katy Perry. It's not Katy Perry. Okay. And if it is Katy Perry, look, you can message me and say, hey, Leo, you've been wrong. This is Katy Perry and she's my aunt. And I'll be like, put her in touch. Other than that, it's not Katy Perry. That's not Dr. Dre. That's not Drake. That's Drake. That's Katie Couric. That's someone else. It's not really the person we think it is usually. And if it is, it's Kanye West, and it's only to tell you about his Yeezys with his silver teeth that he now has. That's the only time I accept a celebrity catfishing. Other than that, you're doing it wrong. All right, cool. Let's begin.
My name is My name is Spencer. I met Katie on a texting app. We chatted as much as humanly possible for the last 6 years.
They start off with like catfish being like email. Spencer says Katie and him are messaging. He doesn't even say the last name because he knows he's got a big bombshell to drop on the team. And they play this really nice music like, woo, this is gonna be great. This is the greatest love story of all time. 6 years of texting. 6 years of texting someone. That's way too many. Like, even if that is your wife, that's still too many years to text. Like, at some point, just put the phone down, start talking to your wife. Okay, Jimmy? Thank you.
Katie lives all the way out in California. Yeah. Not that long ago, Katie finally got to the point to go fully all in with me.
Can you imagine, like, getting a text and you have no calls, no video calls, and just after 6 years, I'm ready to take this to the next level? Would you not have a question like, what the fuck happened in your life today that you're ready to take this to the next level? Are you a Super Saiyan? Why are you transforming today? That seems like an odd thing. Like, I don't know. I've never been in this position, but I feel like if I was just texting someone and they said, I'm ready to take this to the next level, I would wonder what exactly has changed, because nothing has changed.
I was really excited that our love was finally going over into a relationship. She killed that idea without explaining why. Katie claimed she sent an email that I never received that. She never resent it.
Damn. I don't know if they made this email up. I think they made this fake email up. I was reading it thinking it's an actual one. But apparently Katie, whoever, said, I'm going to take this to the next level. And he's like, how are you going to take it to the next level? And then she's like, by email. And then she sent an email trying to break up with him, which is just very 1990s of someone. That's nostalgic breakup right there. Like, you've got mail and it's bad. Like, one of those.
But she never resent it so I could read it. I'm not sure what she wanted to say to me. Any help would be greatly appreciated.
But apparently the mail got lost in the cyberwebs because that's how mail works. Maybe he just didn't check his junk folder. But she could have resent it. She didn't want to. I guess that's part of her next level relationship, is not looking back on anything, even if it's breaking up. So that seems to be the situation where Katie over here sent a crazy email that could either hold the bounds of their relationship or their breakup, and she's not even willing to repeat it. So that is a tough position, I gotta say.
Any help would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
So they call Spencer, and immediately my impression of Spencer is like, bruh. I mean, I'm not saying he's ugly. I'm saying that, like, bruh. I've seen Katy Perry, okay? Bruh. I know I've seen some celebrities with some stinker-looking people. I'm like, whoa, this is one of those, bruh. Come on, G. Who's next? Nicki Minaj just gonna text you out of the blue like, oh, maybe you look like a guy who could handle a real ass. Like, come on, Spencer. Bro.
Hey, Spencer, how you doing?
I think this is gonna be your best episode ever.
Why is that?
Katie is Katy Perry. There you go.
Spencer already knows how crazy it sounds, and he says it's gonna be the greatest episode. And he's like, Katie is Katy Perry, the singer, California. What? Yeah, okay, that one. You guys just didn't say anything for a long time. I didn't know if you knew who I was talking about.
What?
Max gets like hit with like the laughter bullet. Like he's like, ah! So he starts like wheezing, laughing. He has to move back. Honestly, I mean, like if you're running a serious show or something and someone said that without laughing, that would sound like a damn joke. So this is the original. Like we see it nowadays because it's easier. When you see an old person and you are like, my profile picture, I could just put John F. Kennedy and say I'm back and scare an old person. You know, you might actually do that. You know what I mean? Like the two people you can like fool is old people and young people. J Station fools people by thinking SpongeBob calls him at 3 a.m. Old people get fooled into thinking other people are like trying to sex them up when they should be in the retirement home playing mahjong. This one's a weird one because it's a dude who's like of normal age who should be able to use the internet and decipher the fact that this is probably not real if Katy Perry hasn't seen you in 6 years. Anyway, here we are.
That's the Katie you were talking about?
That's right.
Wait, time out. Is she not like with someone else now?
I think she is dating somebody, yes.
Then what are we here for, Spencer? Why do we exist? If she's dating someone, you know, she kissed a girl and she didn't kiss other men. She's not doing that. She's many things, but she's not a cheater, Spencer. She's a good girl.
How the fuck do you know this? Is you the FBI, CIA? What's you?
Who? I think it's the elf from The Lord of the Rings.
Orlando Bloom?
That's right.
Yeah. the balls on this man to be like, yeah, I think she's dating that elf from that shitty movie, that Ring movie. Lord of the what? Lord of the Nerds. Yeah, I guess she's dating him. What an idiot. But anyway, she's really dating me, Spencer. Orlando Bloom, that's a tough competition, brother. I gotta say, he's a tough competition.
And what gives you the impression that you are actually talking to Katy Perry?
Because I've been talking to her for 6 years.
Oh, well, that solves it then.
What evidence do you have that you and Katy Perry have been talking?
Because I've been speaking with her for 6 years. That answers absolutely fucking nothing. What the hell did I ask you and what did you hear? Both of my parents were preachers, so strict. Honestly, bro, I can go to Wikipedia and that would be the exact, like, I would start saying things like, my name's Mr. Bean, give me $100 for Teddy. Oh, my real name? Rowan Atkinson. No, I didn't Google it. I'm an engineer before comedian. Why? Why would you fall for that?
There's millions and millions of details, little stories like when she's growing up that only Katy would know.
How would you know them if only Katy would know them, you motherfucker? How? That's so dumb to me. Saying things like she told me things only she would know and then claiming to know them too. If you know them, it's not personal information unless you're in her family, and that's a way bigger problem than you being catfished by Katy Perry. So you pick your poison, buddy.
You had on this goofy little app and you could interact with other people on it.
Okay, so apparently they met on some app. It's a goofy little app. I don't know what it's called, but I'm looking at the pictures. Katy Perry is a unicorn. I don't know if she actually was a unicorn in the picture, but Spencer looked like actual Spencer. So, like, I don't know, like, if he was talking to a unicorn and was like, whoa.
She was on there, I was on there at the same time. Her name on there was Katy Perry. I messaged her. Hi.
Hi, are you the singer Katy Perry? Yup. It's not even like that's such a name that's so uncommon that you couldn't fathom another person having the same name. Just by the way, I just want to say, it's not like the toughest name to come up with. Like those Scottish names. You know that Scottish town? I need to show you this. Scottish. All right, this is actual thing.
It's 12 degrees over coastal parts of eastern England. Just up the road from Llanfair to Pwllgwyn, just go get it from Drobble, Llan to Silio, go.
If her name was that, then I'd be like, are you the real Llanfair, Pwllgwyn, Glachugori, when then she'd be like, yeah, I am the real Lan from fucking I'm saying that would be a name. That would be something. Sorry, that was such a tangent.
Yes. Very sorry. Hey,
Must be her. It was immediate connection. A million I love yous back and forth.
I love you, Katy. I love you, Spencer. That's it. She met on a chat app because Katy Perry, in between recording songs like California Goals with Snoop Dogg and Teenage Dream with herself and other producer, and of course Dark Horse with the incomparable Juicy J. You know, she's got time to message Spencer from Texas. Tennessee? Wherever.
Katy got to the point of really wanting to go all in with me and have me completely attached to her, I guess.
I'm tired of being apart. I want you here. That's not how people say with me. Come on, man. She couldn't even message you properly. Katy Perry acting like a little girl.
She deleted the Yahoo Messenger. She said that she had sent a message explaining everything, but I never got the message. I would like to be face to face, see if there's a future.
Okay, so after everything, she just deleted her account, sort of ghosted the man's, and said she sent things by email, but the email clearly didn't come. So we've got a ghost Katy Perry on our hands. The situation, like if you're looking at this objectively, you know, wake up one day, maybe sober up after the bender you've been on and realize this is not Katy Perry. But Spencer's not doing that. So we have to try and convince him that it's not Katy Perry. I don't know how he convinced them that she is Katy Perry because there seems to be no evidence that this is anything other than someone who had the username Katy Perry. Because they didn't even meet on a site like Instagram where you have the verified tick and that way you'd know it's that person. So I don't know why anyone would be doing this, but
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I fully believe I'm in a relationship, and 1 being this could be true, but probably isn't.
Then what's 5? That's such a... If 1 is still not perfect. What? Brother.
Brother, what's that, brother?
Max. 1 is him not sure. What if 5 is like, I'm super sure. 10 is like, bro, just leave me alone. I'm already with the Katy Perry. What kind of system is that? 1 should be, dude, I'm hustling you for views.
Where do you fall on that scale?
Like 1,000.
Have you spoken to her on the phone?
I have, one time.
In 6 years, that's 0.818 times a year, bro.
You stupid.
That's not even fractionally. Oh my god, dude. That's not a lot of time. I've seen her more than you've seen her, and I don't even want to.
And it was $270 because she had a phone from Canada.
Why does Katy Perry have a phone from Canada?
Why is Katy Perry charging you money to call her? Answer one of them, bro. This is not gonna happen. Like, he's just doing like confirmation bias things and why it could be her, and not being even keeled enough to be like, this is probably why it's not her. He needs someone to actually step in and be like, Spence, you're disgraceful. Come back to reality, brother.
Okay, great.
Anyway, the Catfish crew make it pretty clear that they don't really think that this is Katy Perry, but they're like, what the hell? A trip to California is a trip to California. So they go and they meet Sting in Tennessee, and then they're like, hey, tell me more about this. And you know what? This guy continues to absolutely blow my mind, because this is not the only secret he's been hiding. Yes, he wants to be with her, but he wants to be with her badly enough that he'd marry her right there and then.
All right, Spencer.
Come in, guys.
I don't even know where to start. Well, what is it about her that you like so much?
Titties. I kissed a girl and I liked it. The name of a song is the same thing that you would find on websites you'd have to go on incognito to. I mean, you know, there's a lot of things. I don't know. She's probably a cool human being, but if you don't know her, how would you actually, what would you say? What's a realistic answer? She seems nice.
You don't know her.
She's awesome. Katie's funnier than I am. She's smarter than I am. I don't know how many people give her credit for that, but she's very intelligent.
Okay, so she's funnier, she's smarter, she's better looking, she can sing better, has a better career. Can you ask yourself the question, why you at this? I mean, I'm just saying, like, what do you got the biggest dong of all time or something? Like, what do you got? What do you got that she doesn't have that you can give her? Because it can't just be the ding dong, bro. You can't just take your wiener schnitzel out and be like, this is it.
You don't know her.
I feel like you need more than that for Katy Perry.
You mentioned yesterday that you've spoken to her once.
Yeah.
But the majority of your conversations have been through different texting apps
and email.
It must be really sad. Like, in that 6-year period, I'm sure he saw some articles like, Katy Perry now with boyfriend Russell Brand. Katy Perry now married to Russell Brand. And he's like, oh, but I still like you, Katy. And like, meantime, she's like, yeah, I love you too. What's up? What's wrong? It must have been a real tough situation for this boy, not knowing like why she keeps going out with other people and remaining married to them, but she's deeply in love with him and calls him once every 6 years.
She shared some songs with me, some music before they even were released.
I think the next step is looking at these things.
So yeah, Max actually is trying to push forward this investigation. I don't know what's wrong with Neve at this point. He's just like, oh, tell me more about this Katy Perry. I'd like to know about her. Max is like, yo, okay, so he said that he got unreleased songs from Katy Perry. If that's true, that holds a great amount of weight. That's a good piece of evidence that it is her. So they start looking through these things to see, is this actually her? Are these things that she's only sent him? And lo and behold, no, they're not.
Said, hi, heart. Don't even know if you checked.
Katy, hi, love, love, love. I don't even know if you check your email tons, but I can't read that. I stonk laptop. So first thing I do is email you. Love you. There's nothing else to do on this computer, so here's a random bunch of my songs leased. I think unreleased. Here's da links. All right, that's not Katy Perry. That's a 13-year-old girl. Nobody says here's da links unless you're black and a homie, and if you're black and a homie and sending love signs, you must be part of the friendliest and coolest gang in town. I don't know, man.
Your email tons, but I stole Marcus's laptop, so first thing.
She said hi, bae. You think Katy Perry says hi, bae?
It's not a, you don't know her.
I feel like you get to a certain age and you just don't say things like, here's da links. I've never messaged my friend and been like, here's da links, bro. Unless I was having like an aneurysm and he's like, are you okay? Hospital time already?
First thing I do is email you. Heart, love you.
Marcus.
That's her manager?
Just a friend.
Here's a random one.
Whoa, hold up.
Just Woola.
That was sent from someone else? He's just a friend? She's like, yeah, I'll send this email, Katy. Here's the links. Love you. Okay, that was me saying that, not Katy. The love you was mine.
Here's the links. Unavailable. A lot of it is. And she's linking them from like random people's YouTube pages.
Yeah.
No, don't just say yeah like that's a normal thing. That's just disproving everything you've just said. Yeah. That's not good. That's bad. She said, that's like me saying, listen to my song, and then the song is like, it's Pitbull featuring Chris Brown. Like, that's not my song. That's just a song, bro. What is wrong with you?
If they were really unreleased tracks from her, wouldn't they be...
Part of the fun for her was keeping me kind of guessing.
How romantic.
I have made a ring for her.
Oh, you the real Lord of the Rings now, bro. I mean, I don't know why you talk about Orlando Bloom. You the real Lord of the Rings. You've been making rings for this bitch. She ain't even ringed you more than once. How is this possible?
You made a ring.
Yeah. My great-grandmother's emerald, I took out of it and put in a new diamond band.
Great-grandma's ring. This is Lord of the Rings type thing. This is the damn. Great-grandma wouldn't have want you to get catfished. She didn't even understand that concept. Now you bestow greatness upon great-grandma's ring by saying this ring belongs to no one because the person it was supposed to belong to doesn't exist, Grandma. I know, it's a tough concept for you to understand. Love is a weird thing nowadays. People just fake it.
Oh my God, this is beautiful. How much of your savings has gone into this?
25% of it, probably.
So a quarter of all his money is now into a ring in which he's used to make from his great-grandmother's gravestone or whatever he said. And she's not really in his life and he hasn't seen her. And the most damning piece of evidence is the songs that have been unreleased but also are unavailable to him. So he proceeded to make a ring. Like, this is when you're in too deep and you need someone to pull you out of that hole and be like, bro, I'm gonna take you to see this thing called fresh air because you need it.
I don't want to, like, break your heart, but nothing you've shown us is, like, good evidence of any. I see this as pretty sloppy. I mean, the ring.
Yeah, so on the way back, Max is giving Neve, you know, just the talk down. He's like, come on, the ring. Like, he's just really mad and stuff.
I feel because there's no way it's Katy Perry.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Max is just giving what, you know, he's doing a stand-up routine to Neve. Neve's just trying to drive and stuff. But Max is right. There's no way this is Katy Perry. You know what I mean? Like, we just got to figure out who it is, how to tell Spencer that, you know, you should probably give this back to Grandma and say it's platonic because ain't nobody getting married.
All right, Purry Kita. Oh, come on. We're almost there. Here we go. We gotta go!
All right, so the boys do a reverse Google search and something comes up and then they proceed to turn into a screamo band at the same time. But a girl pops up and her name is Harriet and like, whoa! Like, just absolutely blew their minds that reverse search works.
Oh, we got a hit! Oh my God, we got a hit! Harriet.
That's her name, Harriet. Fuck! That's her name.
Picture and everything! Wait, but this girl's hot.
Neve. Can you stay with the investigation? Neve is like,
I've been on the show 5 seasons. This girl's actually hot. Most of these fucking clowns look like they came out of the swamp and shit. I'm just saying. This is the only one I would date her. I wish I got catfished by a bitch like this. Mine look like 3 people combined.
Max is like, whoa, chill out, man.
Yeah. Cat lady. I sold my soul to Lady Gaga and now my feels are all over the place.
Like, I mean, you know, this is a teenager, someone who's maybe in their early 20s. That first sentence alone is like, oh, I can't have an actual relationship with you. So just by that alone, most people over the age of, like, I would say 25 would be like, oh, so a kid then. Get out. Let me read it like a man. They're reading it like it's actually a thing. Cat lady, I sold my soul to Lady Gaga. Now my feels are all over the place. If you don't like Lady Gaga, probably hate you. Meow, meow, bitch, England. That sounds like non-stability and then some.
If you don't like Lady Gaga, I probably hate you. Meow, meow, bitch. England. Wait, do you think this person really could be in England?
That's not... What? Why is that the... We just found out that, firstly, this is not Katy Perry. Whoop, big surprise. Secondly, Neve is now very attracted to this woman. Thirdly, she sold her soul to Lady Gaga, which is more question. I don't understand, like, how this is the Katy Perry thing. And it's also, it says England, and you're like, England? That exists, bro.
Come on, England!
England exists. You could very well live in a country.
Oh, you got a hit. From Calgary, Alberta, but now lives in England. Hello.
All right, boys are preoccupied with the fact that Harriet looks like Harriet. Their investigation is leading to deep, dark crevices that have cleavage, so that's good. I think this is the lady, because she was Canadian, now lives in England. This is, I guess this might be that. This seems to be a girl.
When Katy Perry notices your art, Katy Perry liked it. So she's a Katy Perry fan, obviously. All right, so let's reach out. Hey, Amy.
So they figure out that she's also a Katy Perry fan because she did some art and Katy Perry apparently actually liked it. So even though Spencer might not be with Katy Perry, he is potentially with a girl who has had something liked by Katy Perry. That's sex by disassociation.
Stop it. Get some help.
So that's good.
Megan and Captain need your help. Please get back to this again, all right?
So Neve sends Amy a Facebook message. He probably sent her another one, like, you single? Just something like that.
Max. Nice to meet you.
In between, they go to Spencer's house and they are trying to tell Spencer what they found. They also meet Spencer's brother, who has the funniest face that I've seen. He seems like a very nice guy, but I would love to have a brother who always looks like he's perpetually smiling and confused.
Okay, I've been talking to this woman for the last 6 years. I'm in love with her. Wow.
That's the fact. Wow. Oh. All right. We see each other every week. Waited 6 years for that. Okay. It's Katy Perry. Yeah, that's the look. That's the look. Oh.
Are you sure you're my brother, or do you want to do that DNA test again?
You got a ring? Yes, I've made her a ring. It's our great-grandmother's emerald. Took a diamond ring like band. It's an engagement.
Yeah, obvious motherfucker. It's a ring. Great-grandma made it put on her for marriage. It's an engagement ring. Bruh, this dude knew that. He was just in shock from the fact that you said it was Katy Perry 2 minutes ago and didn't give anyone enough time to comprehend the stupidity of what you just said. Also, this guy's your brother and you took the great-grandma's ring? So what's he gonna take? Great-granddad's stool and put it there and sit down? Like, what do you want? Like, bro, that's so sad to the brother.
That's intense. Why don't you show your brother the ring?
Sure. Because he will say yes and we will get married and then that's gonna be awkward, so that's why.
Check it out.
Wow, that's really nice. I'm really glad that you've had someone that you've been talking to and
Just definitely love her.
I'm sure you know, I'm here for you no matter what.
So yeah, that's a really nice brother. He's like, talk to him almost as if Spencer has had a lot of problems in his life. I'm really here for you no matter what, Spencer. You take all the rings you want. You take everything. You just grave rob grandma as much as you need to. Okay, buddy? Okay. Whatever makes you feel happy, Spence. Take care now, buddy.
We took the email that you sent. We ran the phone number. It's registered to Calgary, Alberta.
Yep, I did that.
Yeah, I did that. Of course I did that. Obviously, that's the easy part.
The hard part is coming to terms with the fact that she's fake. That part, that's more of a mental thing. But physically, yeah, I ran the numbers. She's from Calgary.
So the next thing we did was we searched her email.
Harriet.
He read it too. Harriet, fuck. Huh? Where's that from?
Like the night that I fell in love with Katy, like a lot of the conversation was dissing on Lady Gaga.
That's the night you fell in love with her. That's the night that you fell in love with Katy. You're like, Lady Gaga sucks. Marry me. Marry me. Oh my God, talk dirty to me like that. Say Jason Derulo sucks too.
I'm feeling like this is not the person that I've been talking to.
Okay, but there's a weird connection.
So yeah, Spencer is in denial. This is the part that just gets to me. Like the old people are like, no, but come on, Johnny Depp said that he's Johnny Depp. I mean, come on, who would lie? And the old people are just like that, and you have to give it to them. They're like, they lived 70 years off the last 20 or like, whatever. It's okay, I give grandma the pass. This one is like a dude in his 20s being like, Katy Perry doesn't like Lady Gaga. This girl likes Lady Gaga. They're two different people completely. That's how life works, obviously.
The email that you've been
Connected to this person.
So then we searched Facebook, and one thing came back. Lives in England, Gloucester.
I'm playing like all this like suspense music and stuff. It's just her profile picture. And when they first saw it, they were like, look at her picture, but in private, in the incognito tab, separately, Max, in different rooms. Okay, thank you. I'll meet you in 5 minutes. Give me the lotion when you're done.
But she did live in Calgary.
Okay, that's weird.
As we scroll down her page, we saw that she had made some art. Katy Perry favored it, so we know she likes Katy Perry.
Oh, you can see the wheels turning in Spencer's head. I think he saw the word Katy and it was like, How does that happen? How do other people know about this Katy Perry? What?
The point is, we feel pretty confident that you're actually talking to this girl, Harriet, who lives in the UK.
Look, Spencer could do one of two things. One, be like, damn, that's not Katy Perry. Two, be like, oh, like Neve, she's a total babe. What? Why am I getting catfished by someone who's hot? Explain that. Explain it to me. So Spencer does neither of those two things. He's just really like, bruh, you guys are wasting my time. I'm getting Katy to call and say it's just a prank, bro. So I need that to happen.
Who's actually pretty cute.
Oh my God, Neve, do you want to marry her? Do you want grandma's ring? Because he'll give it to you. Are you serious? We're doing an investigation. Can you imagine if like there was like a police thing and they're like, the body is in the river? By the way, now that he's dead, are you single? I mean, you'd have to be since he's dead. So you are. I don't know why I even asked. Marry me.
Yeah. You seem pretty like mad.
You seem pretty mad. I was gonna say shaken, but mad will do. Go on.
It looks like that's the person, no?
We could definitely go to England and reach out to her.
But the only reason Neve wanted to go to England is he's like, bruh, I'll be in England in your city real soon. If you could just prepare a B&B for us. Cameras will be rolling, but I'll tell you it's not for catfish. You know what I mean?
That's your call.
So they give him a call to say whether they go to England or not. And of course he says yes, but realistically, Neve was gonna go regardless.
You've had 6 years to tell me who you are. So you're ruining like my life right now because you're an insecure girl.
You know what? I would say Spencer is a dank, like, you know, just he's dropping the bomb too heavy. But like realistically speaking, just taking all of the other stuff out of it, that's pretty truthful assessment already of the situation. I got not bad, Spence.
Let's go to England.
Had a little bit more time to think.
Spencer says, I want her to apologize. Let's go to England because nobody who gets catfished actually has a job because they have time to get catfished. Spencer then prepares and the next day he thinks about things, but he has a different outlook on the situation. It took one night for him to slowly change his mind.
I've gone back and listened to some of her songs in the last album. All of them have little bits of lyrics that are clues to me, but I figured it out.
So in between last night and tonight, I guess he did a lot of heroin or something happened for him to lose his marbles because I guess that's what happened. Let's see Katy Perry lyrics. Maybe this will pertain to Spencer. Let's listen to Dark Horse. That's a good song. You were gonna come to me and here you are, but you better choose carefully because I'm capable of anything. Pretty telling, Spencer. Okay, here's another one. So you want to play with magic. You should know what you're falling for. I'm coming at you like a dark horse. There's no going back. Well, Spencer, you got the fucking thing solved, haven't you? There's some good lines right here. That's enough. That's all Spencer needed.
She's smart. I think that she planted this Harriet seed from way back in 2010. It's Katy.
He thinks it's Katy Perry. After 6 years, even though they have found out that it's not her, he thinks that she's a scheme and Katy Perry has pulled one of the biggest, it's just a prank bros, by pulling his leg for 6 years straight. So he's going to England where she doesn't live to see her.
Did you talk to your bro at all?
Yeah, I might have mentioned doing it. I'm thinking
Honestly, at this point, it's better to go to actual Katy Perry's residence, knock on her gate or door, or ask security to be like, hey, please, can you put this guy out of his misery? Please. And then maybe she could come out and be like, ew! And then he'd be like, oh, oops.
Meeting Katy Perry, possibly.
Wait, what?
Come on. I haven't ruled that out as a possibility.
Dude, you're not talking to Katy Perry.
So Max is like done. Neve's only motivation to even go to England is Harriet and maybe the fact she could ride in his chariot. Max is like, bruh, there is no Katy Perry. I mean, she does exist, but not in your fucking world. So he's done.
Catfish has made it to the UK. Amy wrote back. Of course, I'll do anything I can to help.
So, like I said, they messaged Amy, they went to England, and she replied. Amy is the friend of Harriet.
Let's see if I can FaceTime her. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Amy, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Neve and Max.
Is this even real?
That's how they greet people in England. Hi. And then they keep it up, like Neve, for like 5 or 10 seconds. Hello. How are you doing?
What do you say fuck me for?
Doing an episode right now. We were wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about your friend Harriet.
She's actually my ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend?
Bombshell. You thought you were dating Katy Perry? You were dating a lesbian named Harriet. That's crazy. Now you gotta ask yourself the question, what?
Is she a lesbian? Is she bi?
She's 100% gay.
Okay,
That's pretty certain.
That's just something you guys say. But if Spencer had enough riz in his game, he could transform her. Spencer had that game. Maybe she could go from gay to yay.
How long were you guys dating?
For a couple months, not for 2.
Whoa. Okay. He kissed a girl and he liked it. Apparently. It was very helpful.
Good one, Max. I know you've been sitting there the whole time waiting to make this guy's life even worse. Good one, Max. You with that stupid camera just waiting to drop your zingers and make Spencer's life even more of a living hell. Good work, Max. That's all you had to say after this.
To me, that's like huge evidence that it's not this person.
To you, I bet that's more evidence that it's Katy Perry.
Okay, Sherlock Holmes, that's pretty big evidence since she's not Katy Perry and a lesbian that it's not Katy Perry. I mean, right, you're on the right path, son. You're on the path to glory with that.
It is still on the table for me.
What can you see out of what has happened that indicates that it is Katy Perry? You're not even in the right country, bro. You're not in the right continent, son.
I'm worried if we don't meet Harriet, then he's gonna keep somehow believing that he's talking to Katy Perry.
So Max is genuinely the most mad person I've seen in this episode. He's like, bro, we gotta fix this. And David's like, look, we don't need Harriet, and I don't know what I'm gonna do because I would love to meet her so badly. And while they're like figuring out what they're gonna do, like a weird phone rings, but it's nobody's phone. It's actually the hotel's front desk, and they have like surprising news.
Receptionist. Hello? Here? Okay. Tell her I'll be down shortly. Thank you.
In a shocking, surprising move, Harriet is actually meeting them. The hunter has become the lesbian.
That doesn't even make sense.
How did she? We told Amy that we were staying here.
This is like 7, where Kevin Spacey just shows up at the police station.
What's in the box?
Or it's like Kevin Spacey's real life, where he just shows up at the police station and turns himself in. Either one.
I'm ready. You ready? Come down with us? You need deodorant or something? No, I put it on. You want to smell?
Okay, so Spencer's been putting on deodorant. He's getting ready to meet Katy Perry, who's not Katy Perry. And they're like, this girl is ready to tell you the truth. And they go down and they meet this sort of frail looking girl who, that's your Katy Perry right there.
I'm
Harriet.
Spencer.
I like how Neve is like, hey, I'm gonna go first. Anyway, this is the guy you've been talking to, but I'm the guy you're gonna be talking to. And that's Max. He's angry.
You don't know Katy Perry.
No.
You're just looking like your life is in shambles. You're looking at this girl and she's like, no, Katy Perry. No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I guess.
It's not the kind of thing you guess you're sorry about.
Oh, that's cold, man. That's cold. She said, I'm sorry, I guess.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm not Katie. Sorry, I'm gay. Oops, just for a guy.
Oh, yeah. Seems like an understatement.
Yeah.
She starts like evil laughing again. Everyone's just looking a bit concerned, but like, what the hell are we falling into? And I start to feel bad for Spencer. Like, this guy's stupid for even thinking it's Katy Perry. But like, clearly at heart, like, he's just a guy who wants love, just like everyone else. So like, you know what I mean? Like, this poor dude.
Is there anything about this situation that you find humorous?
No.
Yes, a guy fell for someone who he thought was Katy Perry, then went to England, which was a big mishit, man. That's pretty bad.
He said that you had to be Katy because you knew so much about her life and all these details.
Okay, Spencer, how could you know shit that only Katy Perry knew? Everything that you're checking would have to be online, wouldn't it, right? Which means someone would have to know the information unless Katy Perry herself controlled all that information. You crazy? So the same information you're checking could very well be the information Harriet has been checking as well. If I go on Wikipedia, that's not private information, bro. Oh my god.
It just was kind of really...
6 years of Googling Katy, where she's at, what she's doing.
6 years of stalking Katy Perry is not a helpful thing, bro. You don't just say this. You don't want to go to jail. I'm telling you, Katy Perry's not there.
6 years is the first time us meeting. I feel like more excitement, maybe more.
She is a lesbian, and although you look like a very handsome woman.
Dude. Oh. It's her.
Okay, so Spencer's going through some sort of withdrawal type thing that is not human. He suddenly decides this is not her. I think it's just fight or flight mode kicking in. He's like, she clearly doesn't know anything, so she's not the real Katy Perry. And he starts asking questions like, what would be the names of our kids that we said? And she names 2 or 3 of them, and he's like, she doesn't even know the 3rd one. She's not really Katy Perry.
I don't think it is, man.
Well, who else could it be?
I mean, really, Katy.
You can't possibly think it's still Katy Perry.
I do.
Max is going to actually blow up. Max is going to turn into Mad Max from the series and get a car and start like driving over things now. Okay, so just you want to keep Max on the right. He's like 10 seconds away from becoming the Hulk.
Pop his bubble for a second and tell him that he has not been talking to Katy Perry.
If you don't pop something, Max is going to pop his ball sack. Really.
What's the name of our kids that we talked about?
Jumbo, Jimmy, Jamaruquia.
This is Laika, Luca, something else. Something L, probably.
It's not her.
Not her. Lies. Not really Katy Perry. Bitch, curve. She might be like Jennifer Lopez, but she's not Katy Perry. Harriet Tubman, more like.
Why did she get the name wrong?
No, she got the first of the two names right.
She doesn't remember things as well as you do.
He's like, she only got 2 out of 3 of these personal. That's a personal question. See, that's not something you can get from Wikipedia. There's no Wikipedia of Spencer, okay? So if she got those 2 right, that's a very good guess. Because if you asked Neve to guess, he just wouldn't. And if you asked Max, he'd say Max and Maxie. So
I think that Katy would get a kick out of me getting punked a little bit.
Yeah, I remember Katy Perry becoming Ashton Kutcher and then starring in Punk'd for like 6 years because she loves that humor. Then she turned into Johnny Knoxville and got hit by a pole in the ass. That was a good day.
Those were pretty important wrong, so.
She didn't care that much, which is maybe harder to accept.
Max is going. Because she didn't care. She doesn't give a fuck about you. And then like he calmed down. He's like, which I understand is hard for you to get right now. Whew. But she doesn't give a shit, bro.
You need to know that you're not talking to Katy Perry. This is the actual human being, crazy as he might be.
Whoa. As weird as he looks, this is a human being. I've done a DNA test. I know, I thought he was a frog as well. But anyway, as weird as that is, you can't talk to humans that way. So, wow, Neve, you gotta stop pointing at him and calling him weird. He's already not feeling good, bro.
Has a heart.
Yeah.
And was giving it to you 100% for 6 years of his life.
He has a heart. Okay, he's giving you the heart. As weird as he is, he has a heart. Weird people can have feelings too. I've done 5 seasons. It took me 4 seasons to learn even weird people sometimes deserve love. Between Neve and Max, like I can't believe Max is necessary at times, but he actually is. Whenever Neve's going off the deep end, which he does more often than I care to admit, Max is like, hey, I'm gonna be the guy to like just call it as it is, and you kind of need that.
For both of you, there's some self-reflection that needs to happen. So why don't we get out of here?
Neve did say one thing that was really off value. He said that it's easier to live in the fantasy and the delusion than it is to face the truth. And sometimes you're so deep that that's like burying your head down and not looking at the reality of the situation, which sometimes crumbles before you. And just looking at it all at once is a bit overwhelming. And for that other girl, Harriet, I don't know, she got some clear issues we need to sort out later on. But like right now, Spencer needs to at least slowly come to the realization and sober up that Katy Perry wouldn't even guess that you existed. Sorry, I'm turning into Max.
I'm not saying this to sound harsh. There's no Katy Perry at the end of this rainbow. There's not even a girl who's in love with you.
Max hates this motherfucker. Not only is there no Katy Perry, there's a lesbian, which means if she saw a girl and you wouldn't even be in the picture, motherfucker. If you and Ellen were standing next together, she'd say Ellen's sexier than you. Think about that for body confidence and life confidence, bro. Ellen's hot. You're not. And you got catfished by a girl who just wouldn't have you. So, I'm not saying this to sound mean, but there's no way you'll ever win from this situation, buddy. You might as well take grandma's ring and put it on your brother's hands. That's the closest thing you'll get to a marriage.
I think you really need to spend some time accepting that.
Take some time to start closing this door.
And a very tough, tough love situation there. Like, basically telling Spencer, you just have to make peace with the fact this is not going to happen. Which is a very hard thing to do when you had your heart set on something, especially for 6 years. As silly as it sounds for him to go with Katy Perry, it must have been somewhat real in his head. So I'm sure it would have been a very tough, sobering thing for him. But the conversation needs to happen, and he needs to talk to Harriet.
Is there anything you want to hear from her today?
Maybe a little more awareness of what I've gone through.
I guess the next day or maybe the next week or something, they meet with Harriet again, and she's less nervous and awkward, and now she's more sort of reflective. And I appreciate this whole scene because she seems to at least understand that, okay, my actions when I was younger was just not good, and I need to fix that.
Were you shocked that this guy believed that you were Katy Perry?
Yeah, he was was like the only one.
I have tried for so many guys. He is the only one for 6 years to solemnly believe I'm Katy Perry. So I don't know which one's sadder, me playing cosplay for 6 years or him believing it.
So if he could accept you saying that you were Katy Perry, then he would accept anything about you.
Yeah.
I don't know, you pulled that out one. Max is like exceptionally nice to this girl and exceptionally mean to Spencer. Max just made that shit up and she's like, yeah, sounds like a good conclusion. Yeah, he would believe anything that I want to. That sounds cute. Yep.
Obviously, I wasn't able to say that to him. And it made me feel really like guilty, like that I made him like go to such an extent.
Because in 6 years, you know that's what was happening. You better feel a little guilty for that, bro. You know, in 6 years, they must have had some conversations. In 6 years, man.
I can see that you're a warmer person than you appeared to be yesterday.
You need to step up today with him.
I like how Neve is still trying. I can see that you're warmer, but he'd be hot underneath. And Max is like, yeah, okay, anyway, you actually need to fix this. So can you go and talk to him?
And be mature about it and, you know, be accountable, be responsible.
Yeah.
How we feel.
Neve literally didn't say any of that. He's like the host of Catfish. He's like, I can see you're warmer. Max had to be like, yeah, but you gotta be accountable for your actions. Besides you being warm today, dude.
On today?
Feeling better, thanks.
So yeah, Slender Man and the lady meet each other the next day.
How about you?
Better?
Yeah.
Is it cool if we give you a minute to talk?
They had moved the piano, just by the way. Like I saw the piano in the last episode on the grass. I don't know if it was a contractual thing to put the piano where these two were. I'm not sure if someone was going to play, like, prove you're Katy Perry. She doesn't play music. Well, prove. This might be Katy Perry. I don't know.
Without us.
Come on, Harriet. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Okay, thanks, guys. I get that it's, you know, fun for...
So they leave the cameras behind, but the cameras are still there. That's how it actually, they're like, should we give you some space? And they're like, yeah. And then the cameras are right there in their face. But now they have an honest conversation about what has happened, and they both admit to some fault and way of moving forward.
It like just all started because I live like in the middle of nowhere. I don't know, I thought it would be kind of easy to talk to someone online.
You know what? I've lived in pretty nowhere type beat for most of my life, actually. I get that it sucks sometimes, but I don't think I've ever thought to be someone else. And I think that may be my thought, but like it's not a stretch of the imagination to think that someone growing up who's trying to find themselves would think to be someone else. And I'm sure having that attention would work. Meanwhile, this guy's a bit older. He's probably had heartbreak in his life or goals doing this or that, and wanted someone who would give him that attention. Somehow, in a morbid way, it actually worked that they found each other and both needed that thing to grow. So in a very weird way, it's like that period of their time probably worked to its benefit. What a crazy life, right? Life is real unfair and shocking, in my opinion. I am also just not feeling it today, but that's probably why I'm saying.
Throughout the time we've been talking the past 6 years, like my dad died 2 years ago.
Sorry.
Like how he just, I'm sorry. And then like he's on his phone like, did Katy Perry's dad die? Okay, well then I'm so sorry. Sorry, Daddy died. My dad and Dream's died.
It's really like reassuring and like knowing that I've hurt you. Acknowledging that is hard for me.
It was like evil staring her down like, I'm really sorry. I was really gonna be sorry. The camera's like, well, that's so good.
I'm like genuinely sorry. I don't really change what I did, but I understand it was really wrong.
I came into the situation with an open heart, so that's something I have to learn.
So like they both, I mean, she's self-reflective enough to understand that there are these major consequences, and hopefully, like, you know, that leads to her finding her own individuality. I'm sure as people grow up, not trying to catfish people just cause. That already seemed like a very weird thing in itself. Like nobody's even trying to take money from this dude or anything. That was an emotional thing that they were seeing. And then this dude, of course, needs to be more emotionally mature and strong to realize that maybe he doesn't need to lean on a celebrity singer to fall in love.
I didn't care about you, and I do care about you. It's like, obviously, I'm not straight. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I like how she said obviously. She's like,
obviously I'm not straight. Obviously I'm gay. Obviously, bro, I'm not straight. I'm not gonna date you. Ew. Not because you're ew. Because I don't find men attractive, bro. Duh. Because obviously.
Whole thing's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely.
But then, like, I don't know where that leaves you. Like,
I'll be okay.
Then she was like, I don't know, should I try being straight? Like, is it okay? Obviously I'm not, but like, I don't know where that leaves you. So like, we've got this place for one night. I mean, you know, maybe, right? And he was probably like, what? I just listen. Anyway, they sort of like had that good communication. And 2 months later, Catfish team checks up. This is like a part that I think is really cool. It's checking up a while after the damage to see if they've like learned or doing better. And they check up on both Spence and Harriet.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how sure are you that you were talking to Katy Perry?
0.
It turns out Spencer is like, he's figured it out. He's also figured out a new look, wearing the hat backwards. Hopefully his brother will copy that. God.
Have you had any communication with Harriet?
Then a couple of emails.
Oh, so you've tried and she hasn't responded.
So there is one more twist. Comes at the very end, and Spencer says that he's not had any contact from Harriet, his friend now. He has sent a couple emails, so he has tried to reach out. So then they're like, oh, okay, let's call Harriet and check. So they do call Harriet, and they check. Well,
how are you feeling?
Pretty good.
You got some emails from Spencer?
Yeah, it wasn't what I expected.
Uh-oh, I can convert you. Let me try, give me a chance. Something like that, maybe.
It's about how he met a girl in England and he was confused as why he didn't meet Katie.
So it turns out Spencer has been lying to everyone. He's been coercing with the Katy Perry email address, being like, yo, they sent me on a wild goose chase. Some stupid girl in England says she's Harriet, lesbian. I don't know. It's not you. So can you just tell them the jig's up so we can get married finally? Very end of the episode, Spencer's still holding on to hope. But they call him back one more time and they're like, Spence! And he's like, no, that was a long time ago. I'm good now.
Spencer, we just spoke to Harriet.
Okay.
She told us you sent some emails describing your trip to England.
He was smiling, and then they're like, Spencer, fuck! You guys pull this bitch up and ask me questions. You leave me alone, bros.
I'm still doing some investigating.
There is no Katy Perry.
Yeah, everybody knows that, bro. Everybody and their mom knows that. You have humiliated me, Max. You are my arch nemesis. I will make sure to catfish you one day. Just leave me alone. Please, okay? Bye.
Well, that's good to hear. Be good and party on. Party on.
Say white stuff and they all disconnect conversation, and that's how the episode ends. Party on. It's not a phrase that anybody's said before or since this episode. But yeah, that's a dude who got catfished by Katy Perry, who turned out to be a sexy lesbian. Like, I don't know what. This is a very crazy episode of Catfish. I don't know, man. If you're getting catfished by people on IG or anything, let me know about it. I want to hear about it on IG. I've been getting catfished recently because everybody's been seeing that catfish episodes and saying things like, hi, I'm Jennifer Lopez. I can tell you're not her. It's not easy, but eventually I understand, okay? So if you're gonna try, you gotta try a little harder than that, guys. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Thanks so much for being here. I know that doesn't mean much to most people, but like just distracting myself from what actually is happening is a huge, huge thing today. So thanks. Take care of yourselves and tell the people you love that you love them, please. Bye.
Hello, I'm Katy Perry, and I'm gonna be on...
Just important to remember, though, that there were people who said that this person here... POV, me when I have to take accountability or responsibility for my actions.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's on Roseanne Barr's podcast. She's spilling all the piping hot Congress tea. I got a Glock in my Rari. She's still kicking? Yeah, Roseanne.
Greetings, humans.
That's how she opens her podcast. I thought it was cute at first, but it gets old fast.
Greetings, earthlings, and any animal people, animal souls that might be listening on the
Animal souls.
all beings of this whole cosmos that might be tuning into this frequency right now.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I got a very interesting video that I have for you all regarding Black Ops 6, because if you don't know just yet, they went ahead and revealed a bunch of details about the multiplayer experience. And yes, not leaks, not anything like that. No, this is real, official official information from Treyarch themselves. For those who don't know, Xbox had a little showcase, and obviously, since Microsoft owns Call of Duty, guess what was in the showcase? Call of Duty. And the community is, they're reacting the same way that they always freaking do. And guys, like I said, we have a lot of stuff to go ahead and discuss. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here to 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you're interested in, anything Black Ops 6 related, XDEFIANT, like I said, that's pretty much all I post here. So if that is your type and your style of content, by all means, subscribe and hit that bell. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in any live streams, I will be live today over on Twitch. That stream will probably be around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. And don't forget, guys, today we have an XDEFIANT, little update that's going to be dropping. Not the update, my bad. It's going to be like the Ubisoft showcase, but they're going to be showcasing like all of the year one content basically for XDEFIANT. So if you guys want to see my impressions of that live and in action, tune into the stream today over on Twitch. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep into what I really want to discuss regarding the community with Call of Duty, let's get into the actual details that were shared with us about Black Ops 6. As you can see right here, this is a good post from Charlie Intel, pretty much covering everything that was said in the Xbox and the little showcase for Black Ops 6. The classic prestige returns, simplified lobby UI with invite friends. I'll be honest with you guys, it's not drastically different than the previous UI. Everybody's going to hype it up, but it's not your classic like COD 4 through Black Ops 2 style UI menu system. A new minimal HUD with custom presets, which is, it's all right. Basically, your HUD you can pretty much put where, anything wherever you want. So the mini-map you can put at the middle of your screen for all you care, So that's interesting, but nothing really crazy in my personal opinion. Loadouts with primary, secondary, and melee, so you can basically, rock all three. 3 perks per loadout. Equip 3 perks of the same category to get a perk specialty. So I'm assuming, if you pick, basically it's what it says. Instead of picking 1 perk for each category, if you stack 3 perks in one, you get, I guess, a bonus perk for that specific class that you're rocking it on. 5 attachments, up to 8 with wild cards. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the wild card feature is returning into Call of Duty. So we don't know what other features they're going to have, but we already know one is guaranteed to be extra attachments on your weapon. Then you have the traditional score streaks are back. Winner's Circle is back. Best Play is back. Shooting Range is back. Again, basic features. 16 maps at launch. 12 6v6 plus 4 strike maps. This one is huge. Absolutely huge. Because again, I was worried that they weren't going to keep up with how Modern Warfare 3 was handling it here and Vanguard. But it seems that they are, kind of changing their ways when it comes to the launch content. And we're not going to see a horrible return to like Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2 2022, where we literally get like 6 to 8 maps at launch and then we have to literally wait half a year to get a full game. Not this time around, ladies and gentlemen. And classic 3-lane maps. Again, I never really understand why people complain about this so much, and they're still going to complain about it. I mean, we got literally all the Modern Warfare 2 OG maps remastered in Modern Warfare 3, and people are finding stuff to complain about with that. I don't know. I personally think that no matter what style of maps you make, people are going to freaking complain, but that's just my 2 cents. When it comes to the Call of Duty community, of course, XDEFIANT is a bit different. I feel like people are a little bit more accepting in this community. But overall, COD, I mean, everybody I talk to, I mean, like I said, people are complaining about Modern Warfare 2 map. I don't know. I don't know at this point. I really don't know. New Omni movement, which we will talk about a little bit deeper later in this video. You can deep, slide, sprint in any direction. I don't know what it means by deep in any direction. I don't know what that is. Maybe dip or something. Who knows? Intelligent movement to auto sprint and mantle. And hit animations. 9 hit spots to give realistic effects when dying. So basically, instead of only having a handful of, hit spots where, your body will flop at a different angle, they're going to have 9 different hit spots and 9 different animations depending on where you get shot, and I'm assuming what weapon you get shot with. And then, of course, for anybody who's curious about the new Omni movement system that they have in this game, I have a little footage for you guys. So if you check it out on the screen, it's going to showcase exactly what this is. Basically, you can sprint in any direction. So if you hold right on your analog stick, you'll sprint to the right. If you hold left on the analog stick, you'll sprint left. And this is all while you're still looking forwards. This is kind of cool, I gotta be honest, and honestly, a lot of this stuff is really decent. If I'm going to be completely real with you guys, I don't think that this this is going to turn out to be that bad of a multiplayer experience. You know, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I think they have a lot of good changes, a lot of changes the community want to see. Again, you know, 3-lane maps, even though I don't mind for more stylistic maps, but again, the community complains about it every single time, so, you know, that's something they've been asking for. A lot of content at launch, you know, having maybe wild cards being introduced, forge streaks. You know, a lot of this stuff is good. Classic prestige system, can't go wrong with that. I've been begging for the classic prestige system for a long time, you know? And again, back to the movement just very quickly, I think this is going to be unique and interesting. I think it's going to be fun to learn and adapt to. And again, this is a skill gap that I always enjoy. You know, they're trying to strip it out of XDEFIANT, the whole community. At least COD is just, you know, kind of embracing it more and more with, you know, nice fluid movement. Now, this isn't saying that it is going to be fluid. It could be completely awful. It could be the worst thing known to mankind. But personally, I think that they're going to have a nice mix. And the time to kill doesn't look too shabby in this game. It doesn't even look as long as a game like Cold War or Modern Warfare 3. So with that being said, even though there will be a little bit of movement, people are going to be able to counter it because obviously, you know, you can kill a bit faster, which is a problem in XDEFIANT. People are, you know, not really enjoying movement because it's a long time to kill. So it's harder to track long periods of time. So people really just don't enjoy it. You know, all that stuff. But personally, I think it's turning out to be solid. But again, that's just from an outside perspective looking in. And we have to be patient, ladies and gentlemen. Patience is key in these scenarios. And the Call of Duty community lacks that in every way possible. Yes, we might have seen some good details. Yes, they might have showcased some, you know, cool stuff. But the whole community is just outright saying that this is going to be absolutely goated. I mean, look at the first one. Wow, they finally did it. We're back, baby. God is healing. You know, let's go. Been waiting so long. Rip XDEFIANT, we barely knew you. You know, like, all these type of comments are just flowing. And we see it every single year. Now, I'm not over-exaggerating. We see it every single year. Guys, let me tell you something. Out of all the content creators you see on this platform, I feel like I speak out the most about how much I enjoy Modern Warfare 3. I'm gonna be honest. I have made so many positive videos about that game. I'm always speaking so highly about what Sledgehammer Games is doing to it. But even that game, I did not come up to it and approach it with thinking that it's going to be a banger, right? You just don't do that in modern day gaming. Patience is what you need, or else we're going to run into the absolute same thing that we do every single time in the Call of Duty cycle, right? You allow the game to drop, you allow it to come out, and then you give your opinions then. But even then, I know the community is still going to be full of absolute shit. I promise you. Because back in Black Ops Cold War, I got crapped on for saying it wasn't that bad of a game. And then nowadays, everybody's saying it's fantastic. What? You know, Modern Warfare 3, I'm getting crapped on once again for saying it wasn't that bad of a game. I guarantee 2-3 years down the road, people are going to come back and say it wasn't that bad of a game. They actually had a great live service method, and they listened so much to the community. Guarantee it's going to happen. The funniest part about it is that, again, rewind back to the beta days and the alpha days and all that stuff for Modern Warfare 3. I was very even-minded. I didn't go over the top. I waited until I got a bunch of playtime, and then I was like, yeah, you know, I actually enjoy this game. Obviously, minus skill-based matchmaking, which again, we'll talk about a bit later. But everything else, I didn't think it was too shabby. I thought Sledgehammer put together a good product, right? So later on down the road, I say this, and then all the people who are absolutely riding this game before it dropped. Again, a bunch of the creators who get the early access and get to play the game early and all this stuff. Now it's back on, oh, Call of Duty is absolute garbage. Modern Warfare 3 is trash. Well, weren't you just saying it's amazing? Weren't you just saying it's the best game of the year? Like, guys, this cycle at some point in time has to come to a freaking end. It has to come to an end, okay? Stop judging games so early on like this. It gets even worse. It gets even freaking worse. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys are gonna believe your eyes, but Black Ops 6 is already on the top sellers list on Steam for pre-orders. I can't tell you how bad this hurts me right here, man, because I can't fathom the fact that people are still pre-ordering games. Guys, do Do I have to explain to you why people pre-ordered it in the first place? You used to pre-order a copy of the game, so when you went to a midnight release or even the day after, it was guaranteed that you would have a copy, because sometimes they would run out of copies and you would have to wait until they get another shipment, and then you can get to play the game afterwards. So to avoid that, you pre-ordered. Nowadays, people just pre-order because they think it looks good, and it literally allows development teams to be lazy. Absolutely lazy, because they got your freaking money. Your money is already in their pockets. They have no reason to change anything else. And I'm not saying that's every development team. And I'm not saying that Black Ops 6 is going to turn out this way, because I know people are going to twist my words like they always do in the comment section, saying, oh, JB, you're hating on Black Ops 6 so early. I'm not. I literally, in the very beginning of the video, said that this game actually looks really solid. But I'm going to be realistic here, just like I'm realistic with every other title, right? And practices like this are stupid. Absolutely stupid. And even though if Treyarch doesn't pull one over on us, it doesn't mean that this practice doesn't, allow other companies to do it to us on a regular basis. I cannot believe people are still supporting the pre-order era. Again, if you want to pre-order closer to the beta so you can get access to play, I know people that do that. They'll pre-order the beta, and if they don't like it, they'll cancel pre-order or something of that sort. But pre-ordering the second they release a trailer, keep in mind, Call of Duty always releases banging trailers. This is nothing new. Activision has the fattest budget, and now they're owned by Microsoft, who has an even fatter budget. You think they're not going to dump out stupid cash to give you the cleanest looking trailer known to mankind to sell this game to you? You're really going to fall for a trailer to pre-order? People, what the heck is going on here? I truthfully am blown away. I am truthfully blown away. And the funniest part about it is that they haven't even officially announced this game has no skill-based matchmaking. Now, if they say that, yes, they can have my money. I'll pre-order right now. I don't care. I don't care, because that is how I know that at least the publishers are finally opening up a bit, and they are going to make something decent here for us, right? Because skill-based matchmaking has been the biggest fighting factor for this community for years now. And if they actually open up to that and they're willing to remove it, I think that's worthy of, showing some support. I really do. I truthfully do. Honestly, at this point, any game that removes skill-based matchmaking deserves support. Okay, but they haven't brought that to the public. They haven't said anything about this. And if this game drops with skill-based matchmaking, once again, over half the community is going to complain. I'm sitting here, every single Modern Warfare 3 video I put out that's positive, every single comment is, oh, this game is pointless. It's no reason to make a positive video. There's no reason to make content about this game because it has skill-based matchmaking. And over half the people that I saw on that list that were saying that this game is back, baby, and it's going to be so good, also complain about skill-based matchmaking. So yeah, the game might be back because it has a classic prestige system, but what are you going to do when your same complaint about skill-based matchmaking is still relevant, or EOMM is still relevant within Call of Duty? What's going to be your option then? I guarantee people are going to once again start complaining about it. I guess the whole purpose of this video is just I wish people would stop reacting like this to such early heights. You would think Battlefield 2042 would have taught everybody a lesson, but like I said, it's just typical human activities. We just aren't the brightest species out there. We really truthfully aren't, man. There's so many humans on this earth that it's just bound to be, enough people out there who just won't even think about this stuff. We've had so many crappy, horrible launches that literally made these publishers bank because we all pre-ordered it. And we've been proven time and time again how bad this crap is, and people are still doing it. Like I said, what can you say at this point? What can you say besides just letting people do what they want to do and then complain about it afterwards? It just, like I said, it sucks, and I wish it wouldn't happen. I wish we would look at this game realistically. We can all address the things positively. We can say, oh, this looks pretty cool. Like I said, I think the Omni movement looks pretty badass. I think that the classic prestige system is going to be banging. I can't wait to play through the classic prestige system. There's a lot of features that I think are really cool in this game, but I'm being realistic, and I know that we've been screwed over plenty of times in the past. So, this could totally happen now. It could totally happen now. So it's best to stay cautious, keep a level head throughout this whole scenario, and when they prove us that this game is good, then yes, let's praise Treyarch like no tomorrow. But until that moment comes, I just don't see why we're giving so much love. Like literally, you guys are saying that Treyarch are the goats. You guys crapped on Cold War the whole year, man. You guys literally said that Treyarch was garbage in Cold War. So yeah, they might improve in this game, but
who knows? It's not like they have the goats like David Bond anymore behind the scenes. It's a completely different studio, pretty much the people who made Cold War. So, I mean, if you didn't care for them then, you know, I don't know if you're going to care for them much now. Just level-headed. When they prove us wrong, they prove us wrong, and, you know, we're in for a treat. But until then, guys, I would say relax. And please stop with the Call of Duty cycle. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. It goes daily here at 8 morning Eastern time. And if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I'm going to be live today over on Twitch. You guys can find a link to that down below. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.
The other day, Alex Jones, at the later half of his show, when he was doing a Twitter space, said something kind of insane and super funny. So Alex Jones has been through a lot with those Sandy Hook trials, and things are starting to get pretty bad for him. So I wanted to take a look at this because I thought it was kind of wild. About 15 minutes into the end of his show, Alex Jones started to have a complete breakdown after a question was asked to him by one of the people in his Twitter space. We're gonna take a look.
In the future, telling the truth, but that's where we are. Thank you. Who's the next person? All right, I don't want to leave. I'm exhausted. I couldn't even sleep last night. I slept on the couch. I'm not complaining. I'm completely cross-eyed, crazy, exhausted. And I can't. I'm literally here like watching a family member die, like 30 years on air, 27 years as operation, 15 years in this building. And I'm literally, when I know I leave tonight, they're going to shut us down. Maybe it's tomorrow, the next day. I just want you to know I love you. I believe in you. I believe in humanity. I believe in my grandparents. I believe in my parents. I believe in humanity. I just want to fucking stop these people.
I'm not even drooling on himself like a baby. What the hell? Look at that. Is he crying? No, he's not. He's pretending. So he's pretending to ugly cry. He tried to force himself to ugly cry many times throughout this stream. His show, he was like trying to ugly cry over and over again to try to get sympathy from his audience. They're gonna try. They're coming to shut me down. They're coming to shut me down. They're gonna come in and shut me down. They're gonna use this bill. Oh no, got my hopes up. I don't think he's actually crying. I think he's trying to force himself to cry.
These people, they gotta be stopped. We gotta stop them. So, at the end of the day, we're gonna beat these people.
Yo, dude, the emotion that you're trying to express, I personally feel that's probably how the Sandy Hook parents felt, how they actually felt when you were attacking them right after their children passed away. I personally think it's something along those lines, to be honest with you. It's actually really pathetic. It's actually so sad.
Now we're trying to be dramatic here, but it's been a hard fight. These people hate our children. Just take calls, go ahead and do as much as we can.
He's like snotting and snarling he's snarling like a rabid dog, man. It's so weird. The noises, can you imagine the noises that he makes into his microphone is like half of the noises I would imagine a mukbanger that makes while sloppily eating a king crab covered in butter. So he claims that the feds are gonna try and shut him down. The feds are coming to obliterate him. The feds are coming to destroy him, okay? If you're wondering what he's talking about, is the fact that he is being held accountable for the crimes that he committed against the Sandy Hook parents, okay? And he's getting upset about it because what's possibly going to happen is that when they come to collect his debt, his $1 billion worth of debt, then they could shut down that studio, possibly, depending on how it goes. And now you should take other assets and property from him. I'm just saying that he's spending a whole lot of time pretending to cry about this property. We're not spending a single second to care about never spending a single second to care about the parents of the victims of Sandy Hook. But he's the real victim in all this, right? He's the real victim.
Jack, I've been gaslit. I've had secret federal filings follow me that I'm committing crimes referred to the Justice Department, which of course wasn't true. We'd already filed it in federal court months before. They didn't even check this shit. If you're gonna fucking frame somebody and fucking lie about them to goddamn federal court with the fucking know it's already filed in the goddamn court, you bastard. So fuck you. And fuck anybody else that tries to go on with your shit. You want fucking war, you fucking got it. I told you one more fucking lie and I was gonna do this, all right? I tried to sustain this place. I didn't believe America was as corrupt as this. I didn't believe we were this fucked, and we are this fucked. This country is administratively got a bunch of scum in charge of it. That's why it's going down the tubes, and America and the whole world sees it. So you misjudged who I am, and any of your minions misjudged who I am, and you have no idea. No idea. So go ahead, try to jerk off some operation to shut the doors here and do that and prove everything I said. It doesn't matter. And I don't sit there and make threats. I make promises. I haven't had time to dig it out of my phone, but I will. And you will, at the end of the day, know that Alex Jones, the American patriot, defeated your evil ass.
Yeah, so basically he's complaining about the fact that he said he had to sleep in his van to stop it from... Okay, so what all of this is kind of stemming from is the fact that he claimed the night before he had to sleep in his van, his RV, to stop it from getting repoed, to be sold by the court to help pay his dues that he has, to help pay his balance that he has pursuant to his judgment against him by the court in the Sandy Hook trial that he had, right? That's basically what he's talking about, how they're trying to shut him down, they're trying to stop him. Look at all these horrible things that he's doing. Look at all these horrible things that are happening to me. I did nothing wrong and they're prosecuting me. Look, please don't do this to me. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I am begging you, please. Please, please, please don't take me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Black Ops 6. The official reveal was today, the Black Ops 6 Direct. Of course, people are going to be saying, well, Nero, I thought you were an XDEFIANT channel now. Well, of course, I'm going to be doing XDEFIANT as well as COD going forward. As long as there's an interest in both games, I'm happy to post both to the channel here. I think both games can definitely coexist. And today we got the reveal for Black Ops 6, which I've got to tell you guys, looks pretty damn good. Everything from the gameplay to the graphics to the changes they're making. A lot of positive things came out today's reveal, and of course, the full reveal will be in August at Call of Duty Next. That's going to be the official full reveal of the multiplayer, but today we did learn a ton about the Black Ops 6 multiplayer, so let's just go ahead and jump into it here. One of the big things they've done is they're trying to bring back things that they took away, kind of building upon what Sledgehammer Games did with Modern Warfare 3, bringing back the minimap, bringing back Dead Silence, making movement feel a little bit better. Like Sledgehammer Games made a number of positive changes based on community feedback, and it looks like Treyarch is going to be following suit here with Black Ops 6. The big one for me personally, Classic Prestige is returning, but we're going to be making it even better. So what they said is initially there's going to be 55 levels in the game. Then from there you can Prestige. And it's going to be a Classic Prestige in that you lose all your guns and then have to start all over pretty much. They didn't really mention whether or not camos are going to carry over. I hope that camos carry over throughout the Prestiges. I mean, having to redo all your camos in a game like COD 4 felt really bad. But ultimately, there are going to be 10 Prestiges in the game, and they claim every single Prestige is going to have a whole set of rewards, so every Prestige is going to feel important. And then on top of that, you have your Prestige Master, which will also have 1,000 levels with an ultimate reward at the very end if you hit Master Prestige level 1,000. Now that reward better be cooler than anything that shows up in the shop. I'm telling you guys what, like, I know they're not going to do it, but if you make it to Master Prestige level 1,000 in a game that has a 1-year life cycle, that reward should be freaking incredible. Like, you should have a whole skin, you should have a whole weapon blueprint, a camo that you put across all your guns. There should be some really cool death animation when you kill enemy players, letting them know that you're level 1,000. Like, hopefully it's going to be big. They teased it right here at the reveal of Black Ops 6, so hopefully the ultimate reward will be good. But even for the average person who's not going to get anywhere near level 1,000, every single Prestige having its own set of rewards, whether they're going to be camos or blueprints points or calling cards or whatever. That is a positive change. I'm very happy they're bringing Prestige mode back. On top of that, they announced that there will be 16 maps at launch. I think they said they're pretty much all original as well, with 12 of those maps being specifically designed for 6v6, and then the remaining 4 also for 6v6. I was kind of setting you guys up there. I think a lot of you were worried I was going to say Ground War or something like that, but they're calling the 4 remaining maps Strike maps, which are designed for 6v6 as well as 2v2, which all but confirms the return of Gunfight and or Face Off, which was a great feature back in Black Ops Cold War. If you guys don't recall or never played the game mode, essentially they had these Face Off maps, like 2v2, 3v3, and whatever, and then eventually they made it so you could play 6v6 on those maps that are designed for 2v2 and 3v3, and a lot of the time that just felt really good. A lot of the time it was really enjoyable. You level up your gun spray quickly, but you also had that variety of having all those extra maps being thrown into the game for the base 6v6 multiplayer, and it looks like they're going to be expanding upon that here in Black Ops 6. So once again, 16 maps at launch, and of course we saw Nuketown is going to be returning. It would not be a Black Ops game without Nuketown. The maps are going to have a classic 3-lane design and be quite varied, but one of the big things I noticed about this is, what about this satellite map? Right here, it just looks like a normal map, kind of reminiscent actually of a Black Ops Cold War map. It looks fine during the day, but then you see this, where it's all broken down at night and there's missiles launching in the background. Like, what is that all about? I was talking to my Twitch chat about this. I did live stream the entire reveal with my brother. We had like a full live reaction to everything, and some of us wondered maybe that's what happens when a nuke goes off. Maybe that's something that happens at the very end of a game, similar to how Nuketown would explode at the end of every single match. But they showed footage throughout the reveal of people walking around on that map at night, so I really don't know how that is going to work. This could be the return of a system like we had back in Black Ops 4, where they have map variants. Of course, back in Black Ops 4, we had Contraband, but then we had Contraband Hurricane. We had Seaside, and then we had Seaside Sunset. Try saying that 5 times fast as somebody who's tongue-tied. It's not very freaking easy. So that system may be returning for Black Ops 6. We really don't know. They didn't really expand upon that whatsoever, and I imagine they're going to be teasing more about that between now and the full reveal of the Black Ops 6 multiplayer in August. My final thing here about the core aspects of the game and big notes I have written down is theater mode is going to be returning, which is a welcome feature. I think a lot of people really enjoy theater mode. There's so much cool stuff you can do with it, and as a content creator, I know I'm going to be using it a ton, so that's pretty freaking cool. So those are the big notes, like overarching changes and things that they're going to be adding to the game. But now let's get into the thick of things when it comes to gameplay. The big one that everyone's talking about, the omnidirectional movement. This is basically going to allow every person within Black Ops 6 to dive, slide, or run in any direction that they want. You can dive forward, you can run backwards, like backpedaling, like an offensive back might do in the NFL. You can do 180 dolphin dives, you can dive sideways, and I'm wondering how annoying this is going to be. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw this, I'm like, man, that looks like it's gonna be kind of annoying, but then I remember when they revealed, you guys know, like back in the day when they revealed mounting, for example, we're like, oh my god, everybody's gonna be mounted all the time, the game's gonna be so slow. Mounting is certainly still a feature, but it's not really that prevalent within COD, to be perfectly honest. Maybe in hardcore modes it's a little bit different, but in the core standard multiplayer, mounting's not that big of a deal. I'm wondering if the omnidirectional movement is going to be kind of like that, where people have the ability to do these things, but more often than not, they're just gonna use their normal slides, their normal dives, and just run around as they normally would in previous Call of Duty titles. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out, honestly. I can see a situation where if it gets out of hand, where people are constantly diving and juking and movement godding all the time, I can see a situation where it may end up making the game feel like an advanced movement game without the jetpacks. And remember back in Advanced Warfare, for example, where people could kind of like dash to the left or dash to the right? Well, now they can dive to the left and dive to the right. So is it going to feel like having exosuits, but without the ability to fly? I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Watching the gameplay here in the trailer and the reveal and everything didn't look too bad to me personally. Of course, there were a ton of YouTubers out there that were already flown out by Activision to play the game early, and we'll have to wait and see what they have to say. I haven't had time to look through all the videos or anything because I'm not one of those people, that partners up with Activision and gets flown out and all that stuff, So, their videos have been done for days now. They've just been waiting to upload that video. They've known all this information all this time. They've just been waiting for the embargo to go up. Whereas me, who's just like an average COD player, just like the rest of you, I had to wait for the official reveal, mark down all my notes, get all my footage, and put my video together. So I've had time to watch everyone else's videos or anything, but we'll have to see how the omnidirectional movement overall feels and how it's overall going to change the game. When it comes to the attachments within Black Ops 6, we don't really know whether or not it's going to be a pick 10 system to my understanding, but they are going to have the return of the gunsmith as well as some wild cards. So by default, your gun is going to have up to 5 attachments on it, but you can have up to 8 attachments on it while using a wild card. There's going to be a perk 1, a perk 2, and a perk 3, and you can equip 3 of the same perk type for something called perk specialty. What exactly that means, I really have no idea, but it does look like they're going to be going back to a more normal perk system as compared to the equipment system that we have here in Modern Warfare 3. It is worth mentioning that before Modern Warfare 3 came out, it was leaked and kind of revealed to an extent by the Sledgehammer devs that they wanted to have Pig 10 within Modern Warfare 3, but basically Infinity Ward said no. So I'm wondering if Treyarch is going to expand upon these systems that Sledgehammer was working on with Black Ops 6. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Traditional score streaks are going to be returning, which is interesting. Things like the RCXD, we had leaks and rumors previously that the tactical nuke was going to be in the game. We'll have to see how that plays out. And then on top of that, the game is going to have a lot of variety, according to the people that were trying to hype up the game, but take all of that with a pinch of salt. These are either people that are literally working for Activision during the reveal, or these are content creators who are just flown out and just wined and dined by Activision, got to play the games, got to stay at the hotels, got to talk to the devs and everything. So take everything they say with a pinch of salt. There's inherently going to be a bias there. But according to what they said during the reveal, there's going to be a lot of weapon variety because of how the game is going to be laid out with its theme as well as its characters. A lot of the main characters in the story mode are going to be going rogue due to a corrupt government, and as such, they get their weapons wherever they can. It's a Black Ops game, right? So this means we're gonna have guns like the Vietnam era M16, the L96 sniper rifle, the AK-47, the 74U, the MP5. Basically what they tried to say is there's going to be a lot of variety in the weapons because, you know, it's a Black Ops game. We get everything from World War II weapons to Vietnam weapons to Gulf War to Cold War. Like, all these guns across history could all end up being within this one game, which is pretty cool. Now, if you're wondering about carry forward, that is not going to be a thing within the standard multiplayer. Things like your Modern Warfare 2 weapons and your Modern Warfare 3 weapons are not going to be part of Black Ops 6. It's going to be a whole clean slate, with the exception of Warzone. They didn't really mention too much about Warzone, but they did say that going forward, like when Warzone launches with Season 1 of Black Ops 6, Warzone is going to have the guns from MW2, MW3, and Black Ops 6 all thrown together, which is going to make balancing really simple, I'm sure. On top of that, we have a customizable UI. This is freaking awesome, if you ask me. Like, you can tailor your UI in Black Ops 6 to be whatever you want, essentially, which reminds me a lot of games like World of Warcraft, for example. I've played a lot of WoW in my time. So, like, here's the default UI within the game, and here's the UI that I use while I play the game. It may look like a lot, but I promise all the information here is, like, actually usable, and, like, WoW can definitely be confusing for some people when you look at screenshots like this, but having that completely customized UI and tailoring it to how you want things to look is freaking incredible, and Call of Duty is finally doing that with Black Ops 6. Now, one final thing I suppose here is they say the shooting range is going to be returning, but we have no word as of right now on whether or not it's actually going to be good. XDEFIANT, of course, just came out, and its firing range is incredible. You can test out so many things. The detailed stats are awesome. Then you have the COD firing range, where you shoot a target dummies that will even have the correct health value. Did they ever fix that, by the way? I have not been paying attention. It's entirely possible they haven't even fixed that yet, but regardless, they're going to be having the shooting range returning, which is something we expected, but hopefully it's going to be something that is going to be improved upon. Hopefully Rare work a little bit harder on that feature because it's something that Call of Duty has been neglecting for a number of years. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, that's pretty much everything in regards to the Black Ops 6 multiplayer that was revealed today. Of course, we got the reveals for the campaign. They showed zombies a little bit. Zombies will be round-based. Gobblegum will be returning. Of course, there will be 2 zombies maps at launch, which is pretty freaking cool. But as of right now, we're just kind of waiting for more proper gameplay from the Black Ops 6 multiplayer, as well as the official reveal on August 28th at Call of Duty Next. Now, I imagine between now and then, we're going to be getting a number of leaks, a number of rumors, and a number of teasers and official things coming out from Activision. And as always, I will keep you guys posted as we learn more, as more updates come out, and as more stories develop. But for right now, that's pretty much it for this video here today. Of course, the big thing that they didn't talk about at all today would be skill-based matchmaking, but we'll probably cover that in an upcoming video, because I know all the comments on this video are going to say, oh, this sounds stupid because skill-based matchmaking is going to ruin the game. I understand where you guys are coming from, and that will be discussed, but for right now, I just want to talk about the things that were revealed, and honestly, there's a lot of positive stuff here. There really is. So I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on Black Ops 6 so far down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
Mudahar, and I made a lot of videos where I talk bad about Xbox, so I feel like with a lot of negativity, you have to counterbalance it with a lot of positivity, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start off by saying it's not amazing when the most exciting part of a games event is getting excited to see them actually just showing games. And not other nonsense, okay? No Kinect BS. No let's watch Price is Right on my Xbox with my grandma, even though that's fun sometimes. No, I buy a video game system to play games on it, okay? Now, Xbox had a showcase about, like, 2 hours ago. And I'll be real, man. I am diamond Tom Brady hard right now because they showed some real banger games, especially from franchises that I thought were long dead. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the excitement for me. Okay, I'm not one of those people where I can't give Microsoft at least some fair shakes. Okay, now Xbox and me have had a pretty shaky history with game preservation and whatnot, so I want to rip the Band-Aid off with the only negative comment that I have. Okay. At some point during this reveal, they were like, yeah, we care about game preservation, as now they're pushing an all-digital Xbox Series X. Let me tell you right now, okay, going into the future, I'm pretty sure we're going to be losing physical discs from Microsoft. I'm pretty sure everything is going to be connected to their online infrastructure, and you know what? Because they release everything on the PC anyways, I probably will never buy an actual piece of Xbox hardware ever, okay? My computer can pretty much run every game they throw at us. And games is what we're here to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, because they got some real awesome stuff. So I'm going to save Call of Duty for last. I'm going to kind of go in order of what they showed. But before we talk about anything related, just another piece of prime Xbox preservation. So apparently Call of Duty HQ now needs 309 gigs to install onto a system. Now, what's really hilarious is apparently Microsoft has, I guess, confirmed that everything about Black Ops 6 requires the internet to function, including the campaign for, get this, texture streaming. Bitch, what the fuck was the 300 gigs on my hard drive supposed to be? What? What do you mean stream the textures? Well, you want to metastasize on my hard drive and then still require the internet? How is that preserving? Anyways, before my blood pressure goes through the roof, let's just talk about gaming. One of the first things was Doom. Now, Doom is something I've covered in the past. I've played the games when I was a kid. I've read the creepypastas. I've made the Haunted Gaming. I've played Doom 2016. I've played through all of these Doom titles. And I can tell you right now, when it comes to twitchy, first-person shooter gameplay, this is the franchise you want to be at. So they got this Doom Dark Ages, which I guess kind of takes it to an entirely different, direction. The story is so over the top at this point. Like, we went from an entire organization opening a hell portal and Doomslayer basically going into and destroying all these crazy demons. The story for Doom is never something that I focus on. It's really just the gameplay, and what they showed was, a lot of guns. They showed a lot of abilities. They showed some dragon flying abilities too. So honestly, if you're into just destroying demons, I'm sure Doom: The Dark Ages pretty much has everything set and going for you. Okay. And just leave it to the Doom community to already have a modded map with the actual weapons from the Dark Ages already in. Never changed. Never. This community is one of the greatest gaming communities I've found. Not even an hour after release, this map is already available to download. Again, moving in forward, they have State of Decay 3, which, look, I love zombie games, but you know what I love more than zombie games? I love micromanaging bases, okay? If you ever look at my game time for games like Metal Gear Solid 5, a good half of that is probably spent modifying the tiniest of things in Mother Base, and I can say the same is going to happen for State of Decay. If anybody doesn't know what game this is, basically it's slightly open world. You basically get to go out into the world and fight zombies and collect resources, and then come back to basically manage an entire base, the lives of your entire, residents, and basically bring humanity back and build yourself up and survive together, okay? You prevent the decay from happening. And I think State of Decay 3, not only does it look good, I mean, most of the trailer that we've seen here is like all CGI anyways, but I can already imagine what the gameplay is going to be like. There isn't a release date for this game. In fact, there's not a release date for a lot of the games we're talking about. 2024 is, if you're lucky, you'll find release dates for things like expansions and DLCs. But a lot of the new cool-looking games, their release date is 2025, and in some cases, they haven't really properly been announced. But yeah, State of Decay 3 looks pretty sweet. They had a Dragon Age game, which I'm not too crazy about. As far as Bethesda goes, oh boy, if you're a fan of Fallout 76, you got a new expansion pack, and the fact that the game is actually in such a playable state compared to the dog shit it was at release, because yes, it was dog shit at release, is actually a sight to behold. Fallout 76 appears to be kicking some ass, and Elder Scrolls Online also appears to be kicking ass too, with some actual new expansions, and that game is also pretty healthy as well. As far as MMOs go, Bethesda is kicking ass. Now, single player stuff, a little bit different. They got the expansion pack to Starfield, which, I'll be real, I'm not terribly excited for. I still have yet to really actually get into Starfield properly. Like, the game has just not clicked with me. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I just don't think the game has that same level of Bethesda quality that I've come to expect with, you know, the Elder Scrolls franchise or, you know, Fallout in that same sense. Just because I don't feel the world really speaks to me. And with this expansion pack, I'm more interested if they can get a lot of the mechanics, you know, right. If they can fix up a lot of the core issues, which is exploration. For me, this feels like a new story and sort of a new zone of the game, when I really feel like core mechanics need to be kind of addressed, kind of like Cyberpunk 2077 with Phantom Liberty. If they kind of have this expansion in the same vein where they introduce new concepts, but they really do a refresh of the core game and the exploration, which is sorely lacking, then I'll be excited for it. But beyond that, I was kind of hoping to see something related to Elder Scrolls